as you try to get yourselves into the playoffs?
Well, we've been in a playoff environment for the last 2 or 3 weeks, so we continue that way.
All right, Marty, thanks a lot. Good luck. Let's go back upstairs to Dick.
All right, Pam, thank you very much. And yes, the playoff atmosphere is alive and well in Washington, and who would have ever figured that after their 0-5 start and then becoming the first team in NFL history to come back from that to win 5 straight games, stumbling against Dallas but regaining their footing last week.
Yeah, they got back and had a big win last week against the Arizona Cardinals, and Marty Schottenheimer made a great point right there that as you start winning games in December and you put yourself in a position to get into the playoffs, each game carries that much more importance.
So the Redskins will get the ball first, and David Akers will kick off for the Eagles, and Michael Bates and Kajana Carter are back deep. Bates is the deeper of the 2 return men, and the line drive kick, and Bates will field it at the 5-yard line. Straight ahead is Michael Bates, and he brings it out to the 31-yard line, and we have a penalty marker down. A flag on the opening kickoff, and it will be against the Redskins.
Return, 53, receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So Jeff Triplett, the referee, signals the foul on Eddie Mason as we bring you the Redskins offensive line, and it is a big line. As Moose mentioned, Samuels and Jansen at the tackles. Dave Zott and Ben Coleman are the guards, and Corey Raymer anchors it in the middle. Stephen Davis, the focal point. Michael Westbrook has been the man they went to lately. Rod Gardner, the rookie, at the other wide receiver. Walter Rasby, the tight end, although they're starting with 2 tight ends on first down from the 15 after the penalty. And it is a screen thrown out to Westbrook, but he drops the ball. And that'll bring up second down. The Philadelphia Eagles defense have allowed only 2 touchdowns on the road all year. Douglas, Thomas, Simon, and Brandon Whiting, they are a bit banged up. Mike Caldwell, Jeremiah Trotter, and Carlos Emmons, the linebackers, and an outstanding secondary featuring Bobby Taylor and Troy Vincent at the corners, Damon Moore at strong safety, and Brian Dawkins, one of the best at free safety. 2nd and 10 on the 15, and the handoff is to Stephen Davis, and Davis getting a nearly 9 yards on that play.
Well, you talk about the guy who's really improved his play here over the last few weeks, and it's been Tony Banks. And you know, he's not asked to do a whole lot within this offense, but yet he's been very effective with what he has been asked to do. And you know, obviously they're going to come out here and try to run the football as they did there with Steven Alexander, but Tony Banks and what he's been able to learn in this offense and his comfort level has gone a long way in the success of this Redskin team.
Stephen Davis, the setback. He's back there. Brian Johnson is the fullback on 3rd down and 2, and the slingshot attempt intended for Brian Johnson is incomplete. Tony Banks upset with himself on that toss, and the Redskins will have to kick.
Well, much different start than the last time these teams played just 3 weeks ago, where they came out and they ran the ball very effectively early on. And this is good for Philadelphia because Andy Reid has challenged his team not only on the offensive side of the ball, but also on the defensive side of the ball to start quick. So a good 3 and out for that Philly defense.
Brian Barker will kick it away, and the danger is Brian Mitchell is back deep, and he calls for the fair catch at the 32-yard line. So the former Redskin, Brian Mitchell, again going against his ex-team, and Donovan McNabb will bring out the Eagles offensive unit and their line. Trey Thomas, John Welburn, Hank Fraley, and on the right side Jermaine Mayberry and John Runyon, who's heard a bit. Deuce Staley is the chief running back with James Thrash, the ex-Redskin, and Todd Pinkston, the other wide receiver, and Chad Lewis is the tight end. First down at the 33-yard line. And Correll Buckhalter is back there along with Deuce Staley. Staley goes in motion to the left on first down, and McNabb to an open Buckhalter throws it into the ground on first down. Defensively for the Redskins, and again they did not give up a touchdown in these teams' first meeting. Bruce Smith, Kennard Lang, and Dan Wilkinson, along with Marco Coleman up front. LeVar Arrington having a terrific year. Kevin Mitchell, the middle linebacker. Fred Smoot, the rookie, and Champ Bailey, the corners, with David Terrell and Sam Shade at safety. 2nd and 10. And the handoff is to Staley. And Staley doesn't get much. Deuce Staley, who gained only 50 yards on 15 carries 3 weeks ago against the Redskins.
Well, there's no question that when you start talking about what the Eagles are going to have to do offensively, they have got to find a way to open up some running lanes for Deuce Staley. As you just mentioned, Dick, they were unable to do that in their first meeting, and all the pressure was on Donovan McNabb. He didn't respond real well to that in the first game. Getting the running game going is going to be a big key in the success for this offense.
3rd down and 7. And again, Staley lined up as a receiver and nowhere to go. And Donovan McNabb befuddled by the Redskins defense. He couldn't run and he couldn't pass. Trying to get it to Freddie Mitchell, and that'll bring up 4th down, and the cheers rain down here in Landover.
Boy, if he'd gotten that ball to Freddie Mitchell, there was nobody else out there. He would have a long gain down the sideline, and that is the danger with Donovan McNabb. As he moves around the pocket, you have got to stay with your man if you're playing man-to-man coverage. If you come off and try and become involved with stopping Donovan McNabb, he will pull up and dunk that ball off.
Sean Landeta in his 17th year and setting an NFL record for career punts. This is a short punt, and it's fielded by Eric Metcalf. Metcalf gets by one defender and goes out of bounds. And the Redskins will have good field position when they start from the 36 in a scoreless game.
It is violent and dangerous for young adults and cubs alike. The feast is a frenetic free-for-all, and the dominant male is...
The meat is mine. Case closed.
It's good to have you home, sweetie.
Just go to Southwest.com by December 27th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
Be careful.
Great job, son.
Get the door.
Trying to save a little time this holiday season? MSN 7 makes your time online more useful every day. Sign up for 24 months of MSN Internet access and receive a $200 Best Buy shopping spree. Best Buy. This holiday, turn on the fun.
Doesn't Dad deserve a Norelco razor this holiday? Accept no imitations. Give him the #1 selling electric razor, Norelco.
Behold Gandalf the wizard. Behold Frodo the hobbit. Now they're not just to behold, they're to be held. Now at Burger King, buy a Whopper value meal and get a Lord of the Rings light-up glass goblet, just $1.99 each. Collect all 4. The adventure begins here.
Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL, official airline of Super Bowl 36.
Well, an Eagle fan gets a good seat in front of the Fox sign, and a little love letter to you guys.
It's not bad. It's not bad having that here in Washington.
You wouldn't expect that from somebody from Philadelphia either.
Yeah. You guys are persona non grata in both of these cities, at least you were. But things have changed. Redskins from the 36, starting 1st and 10. And here is Stephen Davis. Davis brings it out to nearly a 5-yard gain. By the way, Donnell Bennett not playing because of an ankle injury so far. Brian Johnson has been the fullback.
And boy, he's done an impressive job, and you'll see him right here as he comes into your picture, sealing the backside on Hugh Douglas. And a lot of times the guys will just come up and cut a big defensive end, but Brian Johnson gets up in there and mixes it up with him. He's still going. I was really impressed with him last week watching him on film against Arizona.
You may be on this fullback a few times tonight. 2nd down and 5 at the 41. And the pitch to Stephen Davis, and Dawkins coming in to make a big play. Brian Dawkins with a terrific play, and Marty Schottenheimer telling us the other day that he may be the best safety in the entire NFL.
Well, and I don't think there's any question about it that he is. You see him right here, Brian Dawkins, number 20. He's going to come up. He's going to create the 8th man in the box, and he just happens to be on the side where they're going to be pitching and trying to get it outside. And you're going to see a lot of that all day long today. The Eagles create an 8th man, whether that's with Brian Dawkins or Damon Moore. They know they have to be able to stop the running game of this Washington offense.
And Kajana Carter, who had a successful day against the Eagles in their first meeting, coming in as a pass blocker, and Banks completing the pass to Kevin Lockett, and Lockett is knocked out of bounds short of the first down by a good 3 yards, and so the Redskins will be forced to punt again. Troy Vincent on the coverage, so we expect a low-scoring affair today, and the Redskins going out will be punting for the second time.
Well, not the way that the Redskins want to start offensively. They actually lead the league in three and outs in their first 2 possessions. That's exactly what's happened to them.
There's Brian Mitchell back deep, and Brian Barker going for the sideline, and Mitchell will let it bounce, fields it at the 14, and won't get much. He is tackled at the 22 by Eddie Mason. So a scoreless game, teams feeling each other out in the first quarter.
I made my decision.
Oh, he's so busted.
It's not okay. I wanted my steak medium well.
He's got issues.
Hello. Let me check. All right. 2:30. Perfect.
Nice pants. These things are amazing.
Introducing Dockers Mobile Pad.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, and everybody be surfing like California, everybody's gone surfing.
Actually, everybody's snowboarding.
Surfing USA.
Especially in the Wasatch Backcountry, where the Wasatch Powderbird guides can fly you to snowboarding heaven, as long as you've got what it takes.
Visa, the only card accepted at the Olympic Winter Games.
And so with winter's coming, Santa's little helpers took up their hammers and set to work making the holidays happier.
So what'd you expect? Elves?
At the Home Depot, we're driving down the cost of gift giving with special buys like these workshop workhorses. A Porter cable sander or Ryobi grinder, your choice, $35. And don't forget, Home Depot gift cards are always the right size. In-store or online, the best gifts come in a bright orange box. The Home Depot.
Fox tonight. Homer gets a Christmas present that's out of this world.
The word unblow-upable is thrown around a lot. That shows you what could potentially happen.
Richard Gere guest stars. The Simpsons. All new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
Eagles and Redskins, no score. With 11:08 remaining in the first quarter, the Eagles will start from the 23-yard line with their second possession of the game. Philadelphia winning their last 2 games, trying to make it 3 in a row for the second time this year. Their losses have come to the Rams, Cardinals, Raiders, and these Redskins. Donovan McNabb giving off to Deuce Staley, and Staley getting about 2 on the play. Well, a lot of action in the early going, and some of the headliners. Anthony Thomas, the rookie running back from the University of Michigan, 173 yards rushing as the Chicago Bears clinched a playoff berth with a win over Tampa Bay. Peyton Manning coming back in impressive fashion. It's been a struggling year for the Colts, and Mike McMahon, the rookie from Rutgers, leading the Detroit Lions to their first victory of the year against the Vikings.
Yeah, that's great to see. The Detroit Lions finally get a win in the win column.
They were knocking on the door several times, finally broke through. 2nd down and 7. McNabb firing it away, and I'll tell you, the Redskins are not giving Donovan McNabb an inch as Lang and Wilkinson putting pressure. Deuce Staley was the intended receiver.
Right there, a little bit of trickery by Donovan McNabb and the Eagles. They're faking the pitch, coming backside to the slant. That's not there, so Donovan wants to move out to Deuce Staley on a delayed screen. You can see Freddie Mitchell coming across, wondering why he didn't get a chance to make a catch.
Well, they were wanting to get the ball out quick. Bruce Smith ran his own blitz there and got underneath the slant, and that's what got Donovan McNabb off the play.
McNabb is 0 for 3 and looking at a 3rd down and 7. He's got some time, and then he gets hit from behind and is intercepted. Dan Wilkinson, Big Daddy, picks it up on the deflection, and the Redskins get it in Eagle territory.
Well, you got to take a look look at Bruce Smith, 78, working against Trey Thomas. The pressure that he's able to put on Donovan McNabb has allowed the ball to come up. You see the hit there. Big Daddy Wilkinson in the right place at the right time makes the grab for the interception.
So Bruce Smith and Dane Wilkinson, a couple of seasoned veterans up front for the Redskins, creating the turnover. And that is the 4th career interception by Wilkinson. And now Tony Banks is out with the offense. Redskins with a first down on the Eagle 26. And Banks looking to throw, and it's a screen pass to Stephen Davis. Flag is down, and Davis tackled very nearly near the sticks by Mike Caldwell, but we have a penalty flag back at the 20.
Pass interference, offense, number 87. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
So it's Rod Gardner, the rookie wide receiver, pushing off.
Well, you take another look at the interception that took place and the pressure that they were able to put on Donovan McNabb. He actually has time in the pocket, some indecision on where he's going with it, and held it just long enough to allow Bruce Smith to get in there on him. And if you take a closer look at Donovan here, he looks confused as to where he wants to go with the football. Nice job by the secondary of the Washington Redskins allowing that to happen.
First down and 20 after the penalty, and here is Davis. And Stephen Davis stopped by Damon Moore from behind, but not before he picks up 9 yards. And there is Coy Detmer warming up on the sideline because Donovan McNabb obviously shaken up on that last interception.
And Donovan took a big hit last week right at the end of the first half in that San Diego football game, and actually didn't take the last few snaps remaining. Came out and did start the second half, but maybe something lingering from that big hit he took last weekend.
And they're working on Donovan McNabb's left wrist. Redskins with a 2nd and 11 on the 27. Here comes a safety blitz, and the pass is deflected. So Damon Moore was coming untouched, and it was Hollis Thomas who got a piece of that pass from Banks.
Well, one of the things that makes this Philadelphia Eagle defense so tough to move the football against is that they like to bring pressure. Here they bring Damon Moore. He's untouched, unblocked. They bring the 4 weak, and that's something that the Redskins knew coming into this game they were going to see a lot of. On that particular situation, Tony Banks didn't see it. You see Jimmy Johnson, the architect of this defense, and he does a tremendous job breaking down protections and allowing his players to get pressure on the quarterback.
You don't know when they're coming and where they're coming from half the time. Kijana Carter, the setback on 3rd and 11. And the Eagles showing blitz and the whistle. And the flag down, and a delay of the game penalty will be marked off against the Redskins.
Offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty, remains third down.
And Troy, you talked about Jim Johnson and what this defense does. When you play the Philadelphia Eagles, you're going to be sore after the game because of the physical toll it takes on you, but the mental strain all week long, going through the extra blitz periods, trying to figure out where these guys are going to come from. And then what you'll see right there, indecision at the line, delays the game, false starts by the offense, just constantly thinking for 60 minutes.
Yeah, and the thing is that they were unable to put pressure on Tony Banks in their first meeting. And I think that's one of the things that they're focusing on here early. They want to get to him and they want to hit him.
Derek Burgess is into the game as a pass rusher, the rookie, number 59, and there is Banks stepping up, and he has a lot of room to run down the middle, and he slides at the 20-yard line. He won't get the first down, but he will give his field goal kicker an opportunity as we check in quickly with Pam Oliver.
All right, take an update on Donovan McNabb. The trainers were working on his left wrist. I saw them add some additional tape to that wrist. He fell on his hand. They say he is fine and should return. Back to you.
Thank you, Pam. So 4th down, and now Brett Conway lines up to attempt a 39-yard field goal. Conway hit on 2 out of 4 last week against Arizona. Kick is going to be no good. It hits the upright and bounces off. Twice last week he found the yellow pole, didn't he?
Yeah, he's just a few inches off each week.
We're looking for the closest shave. Oh, not his. Couldn't get the tough spots.
But he did. He got total closeness with the new Remington TCT, the only shaver designed to get the tough spots. With a unique system that first trims the hard-to-get hairs, followed by 3 flexing foils to cut even closer. And now introducing the new Remington Rotary TCT. More flexing action than any other. The new Remington TCT shavers. Total closeness or your money back.
Dentist will be right with you.
Thank you. Now you can go from drilling holes to driving screws in a snap.
Okay, are you ready? Oh,
Get the Firestorm with Quick Connect, built by Black & Decker.
The Zales exclusive half-carat diamond fashion ring for $149. There is romance in here. Zales, the diamond store.
He was a genius whose mind saw things no one else could see.
You are the best codebreaker I have ever seen.
Who discovered a dangerous secret.
I got myself into something.
Rolling Stone calls A Beautiful Mind one of the year's 10 best films. Academy Award winner Russell Crowe.
Out there.
Who?
From producer Brian Grazer and director Ron Howard. A Beautiful Mind. Rated PG-13 at select theaters Friday. There are things in life for which there is no explanation.
Something has caused these bugs to attack.
Fox tonight.
What's happening to me?
Let your fear take wing. The X-Files.
Help me.
All new at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
So Brett Conway mulling over his missed 39-yard field goal attempt. So the Redskins fail to take advantage of the turnover. And now the Eagles, breathing a sigh of relief, get it back from the 29. And McNabb dumps it off to Deuce Staley. But the Redskins are there, and they will lose 4 yards on the play thanks to linebacker Robert Jones.
We go back and take a look at the mechanics, the snap and the hold, everything's perfect. Brett Conway just pushes it a little bit out to the right, and if you're going to play this type of football, there is very little margin for error. When your defense gets you a turnover in the opposition's end, you've got to cash in with points.
And the Redskin defense, and the beat goes on for them. 2nd down and 14. Jeff Thomason is in with as the second tight end. Here is McNabb on the rollout, and the pass is dropped. Intended for tight end Chad Lewis, and he was wide open at the 34.
Well, you take a look here at LeVar Arrington. There's a lot was made of the last time they played and him shadowing Donovan McNabb. You watch him here. He's going everywhere Donovan goes. He starts down on the fake, comes back out on the bootleg, and they're going to make sure that they have a body watching Donovan. They don't want to allow him to roam free back there and put pressure on this defense with his legs.
3rd down and 14. McNabb getting pressure again. And now he'll take off, and Donovan McNabb will be knocked out of bounds before he gets to the first down sticks. And the Eagles will have to kick again. So McNabb, who is 1 for 6 now in the passing department and expecting to use his legs more, being watched by LeVar Arrington, and the Eagles will be punting.
But one of the big things for the Eagles offense is that their receivers have to be able to beat the coverage against the Redskins. That's something that they did not do last time. They've not done it up to this point. You can see Donovan in the pocket, unsure of where to go because guys are not open.
Sean Landeta gets off a high kick. Eric Metcalf breaking out of the pack. Here's Metcalf down the sideline. And a flag is down. A flag down at the 32, so that's the second time a penalty may nullify a good return by Metcalf. That was a 30-yard return. And Jeff Triplett.
Ineligible downfield. 28 on the kicking team. Penalties decline. 1st and 10.
So that one goes against the Eagles, and the Redskins will have field position at the 46.
So you're a sports fan considering DirecTV? Consider this. Buy a DirecTV system from Blockbuster, and you'll get more than free professional installation, more than great DirecTV sports coverage. In fact, now you'll get much, much more. Get free game and movie rentals for a year when you buy a DirecTV system at Blockbuster. When you think sports, think Blockbuster. bringing entertainment home.
Size. Do that screwdriver too? I'm in.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Right at that. Pliers.
Make it a Bud Light.
Same old, same old. I'm going driving.
Holy schmoly.
Boxster. What a Porsche has always been.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. By Porsche, what only a Porsche brings to driving. By the Remington Micro Screen Free TCT Shaver, a totally close shave even on the tough spots. And by DirecTV, the #1 satellite entertainment provider.
The Pigpen with the Hogs. Long-time tradition here in the nation's capital area. Meanwhile, the Redskins starting from the 46-yard line. Tony Banks stepping up in the pass caught by Michael Westbrook. And Westbrook picking up 7 yards on first down.
You take a look at that last play with the Eagles. I talked about the receivers not getting open. The Redskins are doing a nice job of mixing in man and zone coverage. Right here, they're in a 2-deep zone, and there's nowhere to go with the football. Those two guys right there is where Donovan's looking to throw the ball, and he's unable to find anybody, and that's what forces him to try to make a play with his feet. And the Redskins are doing a very nice job of mixing up zone and man coverages that are confusing Donovan in this offense right now.
Westbrook going in motion, and here's Stephen Davis bulling his way forward. First down as he gets into Eagle territory. So, guys, the field position is going to be a big factor in this game. The Redskins trying to take advantage of the best so far in this game.
Well, they've really dominated up until this point. They've got the ball in great field position with the turnover and the big punt return by Eric Metcalf. And this game is starting to unfold like the first game did, with everything that Washington needs to do to be successful working in their favor. And right now, their offensive line is starting to take control of this Philadelphia Eagle front seven.
And the first down gets a cheer from the crowd as the Redskins now on the Eagle 43. Play action, and Banks is going to go deep for Gardner, the rookie, and covering on the play was Troy Vincent, and the pass was more in Vincent's neighborhood than Gardner's.
Yeah, and right there, Tony Banks had good protection there. You're going to see at the top of your screen, here comes Bobby Taylor off the top, the corner blitz. They try to bring 4-week again. That's something that the Eagles like to do. And then you got Troy Vincent working against Gardner, but the protection right there is something that the Redskins have to have throughout this game. As we've mentioned, the Eagles are going to bring a lot of pressure. The Redskins know that, and right there they were able to block it up.
Donnell Bennett in the lineup at fullback. He is the regular for Washington. Second down and 10. Stephen Davis up the middle, breaking outside, and Stephen Davis with a remarkable run goes out of bounds after picking up 16 yards. It was Bobby Taylor who forced him as Davis got around Taylor, and the Redskins looking good here.
And you'll see Stephen Taylor is going to start out to his right, and then he cuts back right through this lane right here. This is a nice job by everybody on the left side of getting to their cutout blocks. The big stiff arm on Bobby Taylor right there at the end of the run. What an advantage for an offense to be able to take a shot down the field on 1st and 10 and be able to come back and run the ball effectively on 2nd and 10 to actually get a first down.
Davis's numbers here in the first quarter. The Redskins on the 27. Davis. Stephen Davis spinning his way to the 20-yard line and getting 7 yards there. And Troy, a good point about the offensive line pushing the Eagles back.
Well, there's no question. Those are the guys that have been getting it done for them during this winning streak that they've had, winning 6 of the last 7, and probably a group that has been not recognized as well as they should have been. But, you know, you talk about Stephen Davis and his abilities as a runner, and he's such an elusive, big, strong guy. There's a look at the size of these guys up front, but they've been playing outstanding during this winning streak.
2nd down and 3, and again they go to Davis, and Davis backed up, but the line will prevent Davis from getting any yardage. They knock him back. It was 2 linebackers, Jeremiah Trotter and Mike Caldwell, and that will bring up 3rd down and short, and another penalty flag has been thrown. .438 remaining first quarter. No score, but the Redskins have had the impotence over the Eagles.
I think this is on Darius Thompson for a personal foul. A guy that gets in the lineup on a limited basis to come in and commit a penalty like this in this situation. You'll see him here as he comes up into the pile. Just, you got to maintain your composure.
Number 88, offense, unnecessary roughing, 15-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
You play for a guy like Marty Schottenheimer, you're not going to get many opportunities to get back on the football field if that's going to be the production when you're out there.
He pushed Troy Vincent, and this game taking the same shape as 3 weeks ago in Philadelphia. It was a chippy game then between the two. Obviously, we remember LeVar Arrington and Trey Thomas. That was only part of the story. And Andy Reid's team losing that one and trying to gain a season series split here.
Well, as Moose said, you start moving the football, you have the momentum on your side, and all of a sudden it's taken away with a penalty like that.
2nd down and 17 back at the 34, and they're close to being out of field goal range. Stephen Davis on the screen pass, and Davis is tackled by Carlos Emmons, still needing about 11 yards for the 1st down.
And that's something you're going to see a lot of from the Washington Redskins when they get backed up. We've already seen it earlier in the first quarter, that they like to come out and throw the screen passes. It's a safe throw, and it's something that they're very effective with, and they have been throughout the year.
They're very good at it, and it all starts with those guys up front. They're athletic, but Tony Banks, great patience. You'll see him stand there, and then at the last second, just create a little bit more distance and dump that ball off.
Well, the Redskins haven't done well on 3rd down conversions, and they need a lot of yards here, 12 yards, as Banks takes the deep drop and trying to run, and he flips the ball, and a careless move, and had that gone into a white shirt, he was tripped up. Hugh Douglas getting a hand on Banks's leg, and the flip, the closest receiver was Zeron Flemister, the tight end.
Well, you saw a little bit of John going on right there with Tony Banks, and we talked to Hugh Douglas yesterday, and he said one of the things that happened in that first game was the Redskins talked a lot on the field, took the Philadelphia Eagles out of their game, actually got inside their heads. One of the things he was concerned about today was making sure everybody just played the game of football and didn't talk.
This will be a 47-yard field goal attempt. Conway missed one from 39 when it hit the upright. And here is the kick. It is long enough, and the kick is good. Red Conway makes amends from his earlier miss, connects from 47 yards out, and the Redskins take a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter.
For everything she means to you, and everything she ever will, the 3-stone necklace for your past, present, and future. A diamond is forever.
Check this out. Bob here needs a car.
Whoa. How about a pickup? A black one. With a place for my bike.
Autotrader.com. Over 1.5 million used cars, make it the biggest, best used car site on the planet.
Need a loan?
Oh, yeah. Autotrader.com. Your car is waiting.
Can you see what's so special about the Braun Synchro? It's the first shaver whose head moves from side to side, so it captures more hair and cuts closer. Only it moves so fast you can't see it. But you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like a new shaver every day, here's how to clean it.
Come out to Veterans Stadium and cheer on the Philadelphia Eagles this season. Purchase your Eagles tickets by calling 215-463-5500.
Redskins taking a 3-0 lead, and one of the plans for the Eagles was to take a lead themselves and let the Redskins try to come back. There you see the 9-play, 25-yard drive and the good field position to start on Metcalf's 30-yard return set it up. A short kick by Conway, and running up is Brian Mitchell, and Mitchell is stuffed. Redskins are an aroused team, and Michael Bates, who does it at both ends on special teams, was right there. Well, Saturday, kick off for your NFL weekend a day early with a Fox NFL special. Donovan McNabb and these NFC East leading Philadelphia Eagles take on Jeff Garcia and a 49ers team trying to stay in the race for the NFC West title. Coverage begins Saturday at the special time of 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 1:30 Pacific, right here on Fox. Eagles 1st and 10 on the 26. Deuce Staley. And for a game break, to bring you up to date, let's check in now with James Brown. JB.
Hey, Dick, ugliness in Cleveland forced the officials to leave the field, suspending the game with less than a minute to play. The fans reacting to what they thought was a botched call. The players were brought back out later to complete the game, which Jacksonville won. We will explain all the gory details coming up at halftime. Dick, Troy, and Darren.
All right, JB, not a pleasant sight in Cleveland. 2nd down and 9. Deuce Staley trying to jitterbug his way upfield, and a penalty flag thrown in the backfield. Staley is stopped at the 33-yard line by Sam Shea, but the preliminary signal is that it will go against the Eagles.
Holding 89 offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Tough start for Chad Lewis, dropping a pass and now guilty of holding.
Well, it's very reminiscent of what happened in their first game. The Eagles were unable to really get anything going offensively in that first half. I believe they had 1 first down in that game. So far today, they don't have one at all. And coming in, they knew that the key to this game for them was doing something offensively, trying to get some points early to allow the Eagles defense to go after the Redskins offense. Right now, the Eagles have been unable to do anything offensively, and as a result, the Redskins have had great field position.
And as a result, 2 punts and an interception on their first 3 possessions. And another flag is down. 2nd down and 19. And the pass in and out of the hands of Deuce Staley. So back-to-back flags.
Prior to the snap, false start, 72 offense.
And this time,
remains 2nd down.
Left tackle Trey Thomas.
And that's what happens when a guy like Bruce Smith lines up across from you, and you're always worried about that quick first step. And you've got the crowd noise here. The Redskins fans are into this football game. Philadelphia is not matching the Washington Redskins right now emotionally, and they're about ready to lose control of this first half.
Yeah, this is a time where the Eagles really, they have to stop and take a deep breath and try to regain their composure.
2nd down and 24 now, back at the 12-yard line, and the pass caught by Staley, but immediately hit by Antonio Pierce, the rookie from the University of Arizona. No gain on the play, so it'll be 3rd and long again for the Eagles.
Third and real long.
Very long. 24 to be exact.
Well, he had Hank Fraley out there, but a little miscommunication because Hank was going to the outside to help block for Deuce Staley, and Deuce went to the inside and left Antonio Pierce with an easy tackle.
And this crowd is a factor here. McNabb inside the 5, dumps it off on the screen to Deuce Staley. Staley getting out, and a flag is down, and Staley will dive for what will be a first down, unless the penalty is against the Eagles again. Keith Lyle making the tackle for the Redskins, but the Eagles have been going backward, and that's going to nullify the first down on the 26-yard run by Staley. What else can go wrong for the Eagles right now?
Well, right now, something very wrong. Deuce Staley was very slow getting up at the end of that play.
Holding 63 offense. 10-yard penalty. remains third down.
There was Hank Fraley, the center, holding.
There's Hank Fraley right there. We'll see as this play goes on. He comes in. Ah, gosh, that's a terrible call right there. That is not holding. Yeah, I agree with you, Donovan. That was a very poor call right there. They dug themselves out of a hole on a 3rd and 24, and a bad call by the officials took it away.
So more penalty yardage than offensive yardage for the Eagles, almost to a 2-to-1 ratio. More than that. 3rd down and 23, and the pass to Correll Buckhalter, and Buckhalter will be stopped at the 30-yard line by Del Calcette, and that'll bring up 4th down. They had to get up to the 38-yard line, and they couldn't, so Landeta comes on.
Yeah, they come back with the same play, the screen to the other side, and what happened is that the Redskins were in a prevent defense, and it was really a nice call. They don't pick up the 1st down, but at least it gets them out away from the goal line enough to where now they can punt it and try to play the field goal, or the field position game.
Darrell Green is shaken up. 41-year-old Darrell Green, who reiterated that he expects to retire after this sensational career, is on the ground.
I want a rematch. He stood up and became a hero.
Been waiting for 3 years for someone to drop that jerk.
Now the guy that acted like a kid
Fighting that guy is not the answer.
will become the man everyone can cheer for. Tim Allen.
You talking to me?
Joe Somebody. Rated PG. Friday.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
I'd like to take a look at my investments.
Can Fidelity help me with some planning? Go through what I'm invested in, goals and so forth?
Of course. You know, now might be a good time to look at your entire portfolio.
Yeah? You can help?
Well, certainly. With Fidelity Portfolio Review, we can help you draw a complete picture.
Really?
Sure. Fidelity and non-Fidelity accounts, IRAs, 401ks, stocks, mutual funds, even the effects of taxes.
How do we start?
We'll meet in person or over the phone.
That's great. Let's get rolling.
For a free review of your portfolio, call 1-800-FIDELITY.
Well, Darrell Green still down on the field. You see him getting to his feet right now and just kind of got rolled up, and hopefully just a little bit of a Charlie horse with the wind knocked out of him. Here he is right here. You'll watch his feet get taken out of him, and then watch Big John Welborn come right down on top of him. So, and then, gosh, his own player, it looks like Kennard Lang sliding into him, so hopefully just the wind knocked out of him, or maybe just a couple 300 pounds falling on your back.
Well, this week Marty Schottenheimer said I would welcome him back. The two did not get along early in the camp. He said, I might have done a few things differently, said Marty Schottenheimer, but Darrell Green feels that he will retire after this year. And that would be 19 brilliant years in the league. So Sean Landeta punting with seconds remaining in the first quarter. Eric Metcalf, who had a 30-yard punt return the last time, will come up empty this time as time runs out. That is the end of the first quarter here at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, with so much riding on this game. It's the Redskins 3, the Eagles nothing. And Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages.
Stop him at 5th Street. Maybe we can see the back.
The 911 Carrera. Drive one or admire one.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 98, is building a brighter future for Philadelphia. IBEW Local 98 means quality-minded, highly trained professionals working for our neighborhoods. IBEW Local 98, connecting you to the 21st century.
Hey. You tell him you can get it the U.S.?
Nah. Cold, crisp, and clean. Molson Canadian.
National Electrical Contractors Association, the premier electrical contractor association, and your partner for progress. Delivering the best trained and most highly skilled workers in the industry today. Getting your project done on time and on budget. NECA, connecting you to the 21st century.
If you like twists and turns, you're in for the ride of your life. If you hurt my daughter, I will kill you. 24, all new Fox Tuesday.
Dick Stockton, Troy Aikman, Darrell Johnston, and Pam Oliver, the Redskins, on the strength of Brett Conway's 47-yard field goal, leading the Eagles 3-0 as we start the second quarter. Washington with a first down on their 23. And the pitch to Stephen Davis with Johnson blocking, and Davis picking up about 3, stopped by Troy Vincent.
Well, this has been a physical ball game, just like everyone expected. You take a look at the John Runyon there mixing it up, and Hugh Douglas and Bobby Taylor, and a lot of shots out there on the field right now.
And it doesn't matter whether you're inside, outside, by yourself, special teams. It's been a physical football game with a lot of guys going to the ground.
There was so much discussion in the last game how everybody was jawing back and forth with each other. You can tell that hasn't stopped in this game.
Second down and 6, and down through the years, this is the 134th time these teams have played. On second down and 6, the swing pass to Brian Johnson, and Johnson diving forward has the first down to the 35 as we check in again with Pam Oliver.
All right, Dick, an update on Darrell Green. Suffered a burner in his left shoulder. He's trying to shake it off. He is expected to return. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Wouldn't think anything less of Darrell than to return. One of the greats of football on and off the field. 41 different quarterbacks intercepted. Green, as is his victims. He has one against Donovan McNabb. Redskins getting the first down to the 36. Banks with the short drop and the completion to Gardner. Gardner racing, and Rod Gardner finally brought down by Brian Dawkins inside the 10. A 57-yard Redskin pickup.
Well, and what's great about that, Dick, is that just last week, Tony Banks was able to get this route in the offense. It's a skinny post. You see right there, Bobby Taylor overplayed it, allows Westbrook to go down, and the skinny post, what it is it's a deep slant, in essence, and it was a bad angle there by Bobby Taylor, which allows Westbrook to get it on the field, Rod Gardner, but what allowed that to happen was the fact that Tony Banks got that in the offense a week ago, a throw that he very much likes.
I guess so. Gardner was shut out the first time these teams played, and Stephen Davis is stopped in his tracks by Jeremiah Trotter as the Redskins will now be facing second down and goal.
Well, Bobby Taylor got beat on the play, but Brian Dawkins, a nice job of hustling to save a touchdown right there, and we'll see what happens because this is an area where Philadelphia is very strong inside their 20-yard line, and maybe the difference in a touchdown or 3 points. So a nice job of hustle by Brian Dawkins running down Rod Gardner from behind.
Second and goal on the 7. Redskins looking to take a 10-0 lead. Here is Banks, and the pass is broken up. It was intended for Walter Rasby, but Troy Vincent was right there to make the play.
And a really nice play there by Troy Vincent coming back for that football. Rasby, when he gets up at the top, he's got to work back towards the quarterback and keep Vincent from being able to undercut him right there. You take a closer look, they're lucky that ball wasn't intercepted.
Walter Rasby, predominantly the blocking tight end in this offense, so he's probably not used to getting a shot down at the goal line.
It'll be third down and goal at the 7. One of the great Eagles' strengths have been their defensive secondary, and now the Redskins want to talk it over. They have called a timeout, leading 3-0. We'll be right back. Good. 12:15 to go, second quarter. Redskins using a timeout, and it's a good timeout because they've got a big play coming up and trying to get a touchdown, guys.
Well, one of the things that the Philadelphia defense has been able to do is bounce back from adversity, whether it's a bad quarter, bad half, bad play, like you saw with the big catch by Rod Gardner. They don't compound their mistakes, and right now they're on the verge of saving 7 points and forcing Washington to kick a field goal. So that's been one of the strengths of this defense all year.
No question that the Redskins have controlled this game thus far, but you look up at the scoreboard, and at least right now it's only 3-0.
Well, and I think that's what happens when you're a team that really is predominantly running football team. It was a big play that got them down here in this position, but this offense is not known for making big plays. So as a result, it's not a high-scoring offensive attack.
Gardner coming in as the second leading receiver behind Michael Westbrook. Did not catch a ball the first time these teams played, as right now Washington almost in a 2-to-1 ratio in ball control, reminiscent of their first meeting when they held the ball for nearly 38 minutes of that contest.
Yeah, and the biggest reason for that is the fact that the Eagles have not gotten a first down and have really struggled in doing what they need to do offensively.
And the defensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles very banged up. We saw Corey Simon there. Paul Grassmanis, a guy who you don't hear a lot about, has been playing really well. He's down. Brandon Whiting just re-aggravated a hamstring injury. So they're thin. They do a rotation to keep the guys fresh, and they're not going to be able to do that today. So it's important for the Redskins. Don't deviate from that plan. Continue to pound on this Philadelphia Eagles defense.
Third down and goal at the 7. Two tight ends for the Redskins, and Banks on the fade to Gardner and can't get it there. Well covered by Bobby Taylor. So fourth down coming up. So with the big play and all, the 57-yard pass to Gardner, the Redskins will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, and here they are trying to work the fade route, and pretty good coverage right there. Doesn't give them much room to throw the football, and disappointing for the Redskins in order to get the big play by Gardner, as you mentioned, to get down here in position to try to get a touchdown and having to settle for a field goal.
25-yard attempt. Conway is 1 for 2. Connected on the longer one, the 47-yarder, and Conway's kick is good, and the Redskins settle for a field goal and lead 6-0.
Reinvented Camry. Trust us, you're going to want one.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
Attention vegetarians, viewing discretion advised. It's the new Ultimate Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Piled high with 6 succulent meat toppings and now smothered in 6 kinds of cheese. Only $8.99. $8.99! The new Ultimate Meat Lovers Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
Your duty today is personal courage.
Biggest fear is climbing down. Like a scary thing.
Today, Richard climbs Victory Tower. Once you get to the top, the view, breathtaking. Especially if you're terrified of heights. Log on and see if courage conquers fear. Only at GoArmy.com.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the reinvented Toyota Camry. Get the feeling. By Lord of the Rings in theaters December 19th, rated PG-13. By the new Dockers Mobile Pant. And by Norelco for an unexpectedly close shave guaranteed. Put it to the test.
Back here at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, Brett Conway kicking his second field goal, giving the Redskins a 6-0 lead. And the scoring drive, 7 plays, 70 yards, but it was a first and goal at the 7, and the Redskins could not push it over. Conway kicking it off. And Brian Mitchell for the Eagles, and he is put down short of the 35 by Kyle Heath Lyle, approaching a record for him. Be right back.
Happy holidays from your friends at Miller.
Ooh.
Nice shot. Buffalo wings, $1 each.
$1 a wing? Ooh, how much for the whole buffalo?
You know something better for $1?
How about a 20-minute phone call?
Really?
Sure, dial 10-10-220 and all calls up to 20 minutes, 99 cents. 7 cents a minute after 20.
10-10-220 is cheap. Hey, the wings are on me.
Hey, man, quit blocking the play. Sorry, dude, it's my job. Hey,
Dial 10-10-220.
you practice all man, you're big leaguing me now. You know.
With this talking picture frame from Radio Shack, you can record your own message. So it's a great way to say Happy Holidays. Literally.
I love you so much, Mom. Happy holidays. Happy holidays, Grandpa. You're the best.
Thanks for being such great kids. Feliz Navidad. The talking picture frame. Just one of many cool gifts and gadgets that say Happy Holidays. From Radio Shack.
Get in the holiday groove with a new special, sure to become a family favorite with the voices of Vanessa Williams, Gregory Hines, Eartha Kitt, and Patti LaBelle. Santa Baby at 8/7 Central tomorrow on Fox, presented by Coca-Cola Classic.
Redskins lead 6-0, and with that return, Brian Mitchell joins Jerry Rice and Walter Payton as the only NFL players going over the 20,000 mark in total yards.
Michael Bates, you saw him go off the field. Here he is. He's a special team stalwart. Boom. Right into two guys. That's 190 pounds taken on two guys with total disregard for his body and well-being.
Eagles with their best starting position, the 34. Let's see what Donovan McNabb does. He completes his first pass on it, and it's the first down for the Eagles. Todd Pinkston gets to midfield.
That's just a nice job by Donovan McNabb, having the composure in the pocket. The line does a nice job of forming the pocket for him. He steps up, and Todd Pinkston comes around in the zone coverage and does just a really nice job of finding the hole. And that's really the first good throw that we've seen of Donovan McNabb in this game.
The Eagles only managed 6 first downs against the Redskins 3 weeks ago. First down at the 49-yard line. McNabb going underneath and hit hard and incomplete to Cecil Martin, the fullback. The Redskins going after it as if it were a fumble, but it was immediately signaled an incomplete pass.
Boy, somebody just got themselves on the highlight reel, because that is about as good a formed tackle as you are going to see in the NFL. Kevin Mitchell drops, dips, lifts him up, and puts him right on his back. Boy, that is a nice tackle by number 55, Kevin Mitchell.
Second down and 10 on the incompletion, 49-yard line, and here's Deuce Staley trying to get unhinged, and Staley with a pretty nifty run, and he gets 7 yards before David Terrell makes the tackle to the Redskin 44. And good news, Darrell Green is back in, as Pam Oliver reported, had a burner in his left shoulder, but Darrell is back with 3rd and short coming up for Philadelphia.
Right now you've got Carell Buckholder and Deuce Staley in the game at the same time in this 3rd down situation.
Buckholder has not been used that much since coming back after a 1-game suspension. And right now the Eagles, who have yet to connect on a 3rd down situation, call their first timeout.
For the first time ever, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety subjected full-size pickups to their crash test, a test performed at even higher speeds than those conducted by the government. In the end, only one earned the highest overall safety rating. Toyota Tundra. When we say better from the ground up, we mean a lot better.
Get off the road! Quick!
He was chosen to destroy an ancient evil. The ring is yours now.
I know what I must do.
This Wednesday,
Something draws near. I can feel it.
They will find the ring and kill the one who carries it.
his courage will lead them. The Lord of the Rings, rated PG-13. Starts Wednesday. Special midnight shows on Tuesday at select theaters.
How Red stole Christmas.
Oh my God, I'm Mrs. Grinch.
As long as you're not Mrs. Tattletale, we'll be fine.
That 70s Show, all new at 8, 7 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Less than 5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. The Redskins in front 6-0, and the Eagles calling a timeout with 3rd down and 3 upcoming. Nay Brown, number 85, into the game for the first time at wide receiver. Staley and Buckhalter in the backfield. And the pitch to Terrell Buckhalter, and Buckhalter gets the first down as he goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And for a game break, let's check in with JB, James Brown.
Hey, Dick, take a look at Green Bay's Brett Favre tossing his league-leading 26-touchdown pass. This one to Donald Driver for 7 yards to make it 10-2. Tennessee answered right back, going 60 yards. Steve McNair had an outstanding stretch here. Scores a touchdown. The two-point conversion is no good, so it remains 10-8. Green Bay, Dr. Dick, Troy, and Darryl.
All right, JB, thank you very much. They're going to measure right here, and of course the Packers can clinch a playoff berth with a victory, with Tampa Bay losing and a loss by Atlanta. They're getting very close to it right now, and of course the Packers know that the Bears won today, and the signal just short by inches, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, Andy Reid had a couple 4th down plays the last time they played, and he went for it. They were stopped on both occasions, and in that play right there, he really had me fooled with Terrell Buckhalter and Deuce Staley in the game together. Tosses to Terrell and lets Deuce be the lead blocker. So.
Yeah, and it was really a nice job by Buckhalter to get close to that first down. Really a great effort on his part, and here they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Well, they're only a couple of links short of it, you know. Only about 3 links short of on that chain. 4th down. 2 tight ends for the Eagles. And you always have McNabb as a threat. Deuce Staley in motion to the left. The quarterback sneak, 1st down for the Eagles. So Donovan McNabb takes it himself to the 39.
One of Dick Stockton's favorite plays, the empty backfield quarterback sneak.
Well, it's something you see more and more teams do just to try to get another body out of there is why they do it. But Donovan McNabb picking up the 1st down.
Great job by the guard center guard combination in there, because you saw the linebackers step up. They knew what play was coming. Kevin Mitchell's up there. Robert Jones is coming up over the top. That's a nice surge by that interior of the offensive line to get that necessary yardage.
And speaking of Kevin Mitchell, you see him holding on to his right ankle, and now the trainers are out there with him. Very important factor in this Redskin defense, the middle linebacker Mitchell. And who knows, Darryl, maybe you recruited him to your old school.
Fellow Orangeman out there in the league doing his job. He's off to a great start right now. We remember the big hit on Cecil Martin coming across the middle. He has been a key component. They brought Robert Jones in to possibly be the starter at the middle linebacker position, but Kevin's play prevented that. Robert Jones going to the weak side linebacker, but I think now with Kevin going out, you'll see Robert Jones go to the middle, and Antonio Pierce will come in and take Robert Jones' spot on the weak side linebacker.
Definitely a blow to this football team if Kevin's unable to come back and play. He leads the team in tackles and just had an outstanding year up to this point.
Under 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Redskins have had the advantage. And here on a first down play, Donovan McNabb completes the pass to the 15 to Chad Lewis. So Lewis, who dropped the pass earlier, makes a pass downfield and catches it for 25 yards.
Yeah, and the Redskins were in a cover 2 zone defense. The weakness to that is down the middle of the field. They're able to get Chad Lewis down there. Nobody's running with them. Normally they have a linebacker who's going to try to take that away. Robert Jones, the middle linebacker, is usually that guy. Maybe Kevin Mitchell coming out of the game had an impact on his read and his unableness to get down the field.
Lewis catching his 4th touchdown pass last week against the Cardinals. First down on the 15, and McNabb under pressure completes it, and the pass is caught by James Thrash. His first reception of the game, and Donovan McNabb under siege. Gets rid of it.
That's just a great job by Donovan McNabb hanging in the pocket. They bring the blitz. They bring the linebackers up inside. Donovan knows he's getting pressure, hangs on it just long enough, and delivers a great ball to James Thrash. You watch James coming down in motion, working against Champ Bailey, does a nice job. And these 2 guys worked against each other in practice when Thrash was playing for the Redskins. They're going to be working against each other all day today.
Short by a yard, 2nd down and 1. And McNabb trying to run it, and he'll be stopped. Donovan McNabb stopped at the 4-yard line by Marco Coleman, and the official gets knocked down in the process, the umpire.
Well, he got stopped, but it looked like he got enough for the first down.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the Eagles, who badly need some results on the scoreboard. They did not get a touchdown 3 weeks ago against the Redskins, and they're trailing here 6-0. So this has been a fruitful drive for the Eagles, 63 yards, 20 more than their first 4 combined. 1st and goal at the 4. McNabb fires, and it's knocked away. It was intended for Todd Pinkston, and David Terrell defending.
Great job by Todd Pinkston turning into a defender on this play at the end. You'll see the release inside, but watch how he finishes this play. He prevents the interception by Fred Smoot. Nice job getting that backhand across and deflecting that away.
2nd down and goal at the 4, and there it was, the receiver becoming a defender. And they line up 4 wide receivers, 3 receivers and a tight end. The 10th play of the drive, and the fade is knocked away, intended for Pinkston, and Fred Smoot is there. Big play by Fred Smoot, the rookie from Mississippi State.
Well, they had a chance on it. They're trying to throw the fade. You want to throw it into the corner of the end zone. Nice ball. Pinkston had it in his hands. Fred Smoot does a great job of knocking it out and keeping him from getting the touchdown.
Right now it's 1-1. Fred Smoot and Todd Pinkston on the last 2 plays. We'll see if they go for the rubber match on this last play.
3rd and goal. On the rollout, and the pass, touchdown, Freddie Mitchell. So Donovan McNabb throws a submarine pass to the rookie Freddie Mitchell from UCLA, and the touchdown for the Eagles ties the game at 6.
Well, and people probably don't realize just how good a throw that was for Donovan McNabb. He comes sprinting out to the right. He throws it in an area where the only guy who's going to catch it is Freddie Mitchell. Freddie goes down and catches a good low ball by Donovan. Just great execution by the Philadelphia Eagles there.
David Akers has missed just 1 conversion this year, a high snap, but Akers' extra point is good. So the Philadelphia Eagles have to feel good about themselves. They have been dominated by the Redskins, but you look up at the scoreboard, they lead 7-6 on McNabb's touchdown pass.
The Citizen Echo Drive. It never needs a battery because light recharges it. So, what will you do with your battery now that your watch doesn't need one?
Japanese are expecting a war.
Now on DVD and video, history comes alive.
We have to strike the heart of Japan the way they have hit us.
Pearl Harbor. Own it now on DVD and video.
So listen, could I call you sometime?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Great.
Here, my home number's on the back.
Excellent.
Hey, could I get that number? Yeah, me too.
$5 each?
Sure.
If life were like some internet providers, your personal information would go to anyone willing to pay for it. Switch to the #1 provider of the real internet. Call 1-800-EARTHLINK.
Getting the folks at Ask Jeeves to test the Norelco Quadra Action Razor should be easy. Hey, they're smart, right?
Will I get a close shave? Signs point to no.
This thing's gonna chew up my face.
But thanks to slots for longer hair and holes for short stubble, they got a close shave without the nicks and cuts of a blade.
Well, it's only been a few days, but I'm liking it.
They especially loved how easy it was to clean.
It needed a quick bath.
The Quadra Action has satisfied 99% of the guys who tried it. Accept no imitations. Get America's #1 selling electric shaver, Norelco.
This Christmas, when the kids buy Bernie a dog, how are they going to hide it?
Oh, my Lord. That's foul. That's disgusting filth.
I did that.
All new Bernie Mac Christmas at 9/8 Central, Fox Wednesday.
An impressive Eagles scoring drive, and a 25-yard pass to Chad Lewis was the big play. Freddie Mitchell with the touchdown catch. How about Donovan McNabb? 17 touchdown passes, only 1 interception in the red zone. And diving forward is Michael Bates. A flag is down as Bates on the kickoff is stopped at the 21. In fact, Donovan McNabb has not thrown an interception in the fourth quarter this year. This will be a penalty against the Redskins and will set them back 10 yards.
Illegal block in the back. 24 on the return team. Half the distance. First down.
That's Champ Bailey. Well, Fox tonight, deck the halls with Sunday's best. Be sure to catch brand new holiday episodes of King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle, and a new episode of The X-Files you won't want to miss. It all starts tonight at 7:30, 6:30 Central. Sunday's best is right here on Fox. Well, the Redskins starting from the 8-yard line. Eagles leading by 1 point. Stephen Davis trying to change direction and doesn't get much as we check in with Pam Oliver. Pam.
All right, Dick, an update on Skins linebacker Kevin Mitchell. He has an injured right ankle. He was able to put some weight on it as he walked to the car to be taken to the locker room. That is where he remains. He's getting some x-rays to determine the full extent of the injury. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Pam. And there you see Mitchell going off, and Jones replacing him, and Pierce moving over to the outside. 2nd down and 10 for Tony Banks and the Redskins. Again, they go to Davis, and he is slowed up first by Hollis Thomas. And that was the play and a 3-yard pickup.
Well, got to be frustrating for the Washington Redskins right now. They've had everything work their way. They've had good field position. They've had opportunities that they've squandered, and they find themselves down by a point right now when they've really controlled the football game up into this point, and it continues on this drive. They finally get the bad field position. Philadelphia has finally regained some of the momentum, and they have an opportunity here to make a big stop and give their offense a short field.
So it'll be 3rd down and long. And Banks operating out of the shotgun. On a design rollout, here is Banks going down the sideline, and Westbrook, but the ball nowhere near him. So the Redskins remain shut out in 3rd down conversions, and now they'll have to kick. And again, the Eagles guys looking at good field position, and it worked for them last possession.
Well, as Moose just said, when you got your offense and you're backed up, the last thing you want to do is 3 plays and out. Yet that's exactly what happened with the Washington Redskins. And now, yeah, the Eagles are going to get great field position once again.
So Brian Barker will be kicking from the end zone, and Brian Mitchell at midfield, and not a good kick. And that's being kind. And if the ball goes out of bounds, and they're going to mark it at the 35, and tempers flare again.
Well, Darwin Walker's getting his first chance to have some playing time today, and right there, he's got to realize that he is pushing the envelope, about to get a penalty to take away some great field position.
And Ike Reese had a little set two going a few yards away.
You get your job done. He's got his man there. that's what you call a very nice block on Antonio Pierce, but be smart right now. You've done your job. Don't do anything that's going to give that official a chance to throw that flag on you and set your offense back.
So the Eagles sitting in good shape now with a first down on the Redskin 36, leading by a point. McNabb on play action. He's got a lot of time, and the pass is batted up in the air, and it's intercepted. LeVar Arrington. So Donovan McNabb with his second interception of the game. It was a lineman, then a linebacker, and the Redskins will get it back near midfield.
Well, how many times when you need to have a play, the Washington Redskins, LeVar Arrington is the guy who is in the right place at the right time. The ball is batted up. LeVar Arrington comes over. This is his third interception on the season. Does a nice job of catching the football and moving around and getting some yards out of it, but it all started with the deflection. You're going to see right here, Marco Coleman getting a hand on it, unable to get pressure on Donovan McNabb, stops and goes up and bats the ball.
So the Redskins get it back on their 45-yard line with 5.5 minutes to go in this half, and on the end around, here's Gardner, and Ron Gardner diving out of bounds and picking up a huge chunk of yardage to Eagle territory to the 39, a pickup of 16.
Yeah, and what a great job by the right guard, Ben Coleman, coming out and leading the way. You're going to take a look at him right here, number 62. He's going to come out. It's set up very well, and Gardner does a nice job of allowing Ben Coleman to get out in front of him and make the block. So many times you see a running back or a wide receiver on a reverse like that, and they're not patient. Gardner showed great patience and let Ben Coleman get out in front.
Redskins in Eagle territory at the 39. First down. Trailing by a point. Stephen Davis on the handoff. And Davis picking up about 4. Redskins and Eagles, 13-3 was the score 3 weeks ago in Philadelphia, won by the Redskins. These teams have split their season series in each of the last 5 years, and here's what's riding on this game. The Eagles looking to open up a 3-game lead with 3 to play in the division. The Redskins trying to climb to within 1 game of the Eagles and inch closer, and they would sweep the season series in the process. 2nd and 6. Davis slips. Couldn't get his footing and will lose the yardage he gained on the first play.
Just a little uncertainty there on the running of Stephen Davis. Hugh Douglas staying at home, controlling the cutback lane, and just kind of lost his footing as he was trying to figure out which way to go.
Davis with 51 yards rushing so far today, and the first Redskin player in history to go over 1,000 yards rushing 3 consecutive years. 3rd down and 10. And the pass out to Westbrook on the flat, and Westbrook will be wrestled out of bounds at the 36-yard line. And it was Troy Vincent who was not going to let Westbrook get away. So it'll be 4th down coming up for Washington.
The Eagles brought pressure on that play, and you see Brian Dawkins going over and giving his buddy Troy Vincent a little help right there. Brian Dawkins, arguably the best safety in the game right now, and a guy who's got a linebacker mentality, playing strong safety, just does a great job, plays very physical on every play.
And he's a guy that got kind of looked over for the Pro Bowl last year, made it 2 years ago, talked about not having the big plays, and last week he had a couple of really big plays in the San Diego game. But I think regardless of him having the interceptions, the forced fumbles, he is a Pro Bowl player regardless.
Here is the punt by Brian Barker, and the Redskins are there to try to down it, and they do, deep in Eagle territory at the 5. That was Eddie Mason. So the Redskins would have been over a 50-yard field goal attempt And the Eagles will start from the 6th. Well, Saturday, kick off your NFL weekend a day early with a Fox NFL special. Donovan McNabb and these NFC East leading Eagles take on Jeff Garcia and a 49er team trying to stay in the race for the NFC West crown. Coverage begins Saturday at the special time, 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. There you see the Rams leading by a game over the 49ers, who are playing Miami at home, and New Orleans, which plays St. Louis tomorrow. 1st and 10 at the 7-yard line. Eagles in front, 7-6. Donovan McNabb on the slant completes it to James Thrash, and a pickup of 5.
Yeah, they went to a 2 tight end package and 2 wide receivers, and one of the routes that the Philadelphia Eagle offense wants to be able to run and be effective with is the slant game. That's a big staple of this West Coast offense, and when they struggle throwing the football more times than not, it's because they're unable to get that slant game going. Right there, they're able to hit James Thrash.
Pickup of 6 yards, and it is 2nd down and 4. McNabb trying to get it again to Thrash, and thrown away. By the way, we were talking about the 49ers facing these Eagles next Saturday. San Francisco leading the Miami Dolphins at halftime out in the Bay Area, 14-0.
Well, I think it's just remarkable what the San Francisco 49ers have been able to accomplish this year. A team that obviously has had problems with the cap, and no one expected a lot from them coming into this season, but they've been outstanding.
Freddie Mitchell, who caught the touchdown pass from close in, 4 yards to give the Eagles the lead. Now a 3rd down and 4 for Philadelphia. McNabb spreads out the defense and goes back to Deuce Staley. Staley looking for running room, but LeVar Arrington will stop him in his tracks to bring up 4th down.
Well, if you look at that play and the way it was set up, Deuce Staley, I actually thought that maybe Deuce Staley was going to try to make another pass with it. He is so deep at the point that he receives it. You see where Donovan is right there on the 4-yard line. Deuce receives it on the 2-yard line, and then he's got to make up all that ground just before he can even get to the line of scrimmage. Very poorly designed by, if you ask me, on that play.
And we would ask you. So 2:11 remaining in the first half. And a timeout. We'll be back.
I made my decision.
Oh, he's so busted.
It's not okay. I wanted my steak medium.
He's got issues.
Hello. Let me check. All right. 2:30, perfect.
Nice pants. These things are amazing.
Introducing Dockers Mobile Pen.
Sean Lendetta punting from the end zone, gets off a beauty. Eric Metcalf, though, on the 40-yard line on the return, and the Eagles force a fumble. It's recovered by Philadelphia. And it's Carell Buckhalter. And they're going to bring it back. It will not go in for a score. They're going to bring that one back. And here is Jeff Triplett.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Philadelphia and down by contact at that spot. 1st and 10, Philadelphia.
So if the whistle blows and they're down by contact, all else is moot.
Well, it was close as to whether or not he actually was down by contact. There's the ball coming out. Well, it's contact right there.
And the 2-minute warning with 1:53 to go. It is still a 7-6 Philadelphia game, but a close call for the Redskins.
Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by Kay Jewelers. This holiday season, shop Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with Kay.
What do you give? What gift can possibly say thank you to your best friend, accountant, and massager of shoulders and egos? You might want to start with these. Kay Jewelers Diamond Solitaire Earrings starting from only $99.95. And you can be assured of 2 things. First, the Kay Diamonds are hand-selected for exceptional beauty. And second, that she'll absolutely love them.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
One blustery autumn Sunday, two warriors hunkered down in the fury of battle.
For the win. Interception.
With one crushing blow, momentum turned. As the stalwart Viking mounted a final aerial assault, the battered warrior could only watch his hopes of victory vanish. And in defeat, learned dignity and grace.
NFL 2K2. Rated E for everyone.
Get in, get in, get in!
Are you tough enough to drive a Tacoma?
Ready?
Andy Reid moments ago talking to the referee Jeff Triplett, and in case you're wondering about a challenge, of course it was outside of 2 minutes, so it could be by the head coach, except for the fact that once you say down by contact, you cannot challenge the play.
And it was a good call by Jeff Triplett. We saw on the replay the contact actually was initiated by Correll Buckholder as he went in to get the fumble, but made contact with Eric Metcalf.
First down on the 44-yard line of the Redskins. The Eagles leading 7-6. Trying to win their 9th game in 13 starts. Play action. McNabb with the pump fake, drills it, and the pass going past the intended receiver, Chad Lewis. Well, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Chris will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports Ticker will keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats.
Well, last week it was Deuce Staley who they were splitting out wide, creating matchups to get the ball down the football field. This week it looks like it's going to be Chad Lewis's opportunity as he's drawing man-to-man coverage with the safeties down the field. But unfortunately right now we see him leaving the field, and hopefully something that'll not keep him off the field very long.
Jeff Thomason, who's had knee problems himself, replaces him at tight end. Second down and 10. Here is McNabb going underneath to Staley. Deuce Staley will have the first down, and a fine bit of running will get him inside the 30-yard line, where Darrell Green and LeVar Arrington downfield make the tackle as the clock stops at 1:38.
You know, you take a look at what they're doing. They're going to run these guys off. They're going to work Deuce Staley underneath. You see all that space right in there that he's going to be working, and they're able to get him the football and allow him to do what he does best out in the open field. Deuce Staley, actually almost half of his total yards from scrimmage are on the receiving end. He's a very big weapon receiving the football. As Moose mentioned last week and the week before that, they used him a lot, splitting him out wide. This week they're using Chad Lewis more, but Deuce Staley is still a guy who can come out of the backfield and make some things happen in the passing game.
So the Eagles now calling the timeout. Will have one left, and you can see the total yardage, nearly half of what the Eagles have achieved, Moose.
And again, we talked with Marty Schottenheimer 3 weeks ago. His big concern was number 5, Donovan McNabb. But when we talked to him this week, his big concern this week was number 22, Deuce Staley. So his production has increased over the last few weeks. And as Troy pointed out, a lot of that in the passing game.
Eagles with a first down on the Redskin 28. Philadelphia with one timeout remaining. And McNabb stepping back, and on the screen pass, here's Deuce Staley. Staley gets away from LeVar Arrington and gets the first down. And he is down inside the 20-yard line. And a fumble on the play. Mayberry recovers. Jermaine Mayberry, the right guard, on the loose ball.
And you'll see the protection set up here. John Runyon going against Marco Coleman. And in the screen, he's got to get him out of the way, out of that throwing lane. And usually you'll see a guy cut him. John just runs him by and buries him.
Yeah, and then you see Deuce Staley after the screen. And what helped set that up was that the Redskins were in man coverage. So the receivers were able to run everyone out in the secondary, which gave him an awful lot of room to run.
It'll be second down and 1. On the 19, here is Deuce Staley driving for the first down inside the Redskin 15-yard line and diving right into Sam Shade. So now the clock is stopped with 41 seconds remaining. timeout, Eagles.
It is the Big Apple, but don't try and eat it. We're now entering the center of what...
All right, cool. How you guys doing? Center as in dial down the center. That's right. Can I borrow that? It's the 1-800-CALLAPP. All right. Got a good crowd.
So, Dustin.
Exactly. It's free for you and cheap for them.
On every call counter juice?
Dash Dims van Kom de Gaia.
For collect calls.
Save big bucks on every call. Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
41 seconds remain, and this Darling, hope she's enjoying what has been a tight defensive game thus far with a lot riding on it. Donovan McNabb leading the Eagles back from a 6-0 deficit. And in front 7-6, and with an opportunity for more, they'll have a first down on the Redskin 14-yard line with 41 seconds remaining. Well, the way this game started, the Redskins had really controlled, but when you have to settle for field goals or miss field goals, as they did with Conway early on, that can come back to bite you.
Well, there's no question. You get it down there in a great position to try to get touchdowns. And there's no question that when you have to settle for field goals, it certainly gives your opponent an opportunity to get right back in it.
Spread it out with 3 wide receivers from the 14. Here is McNabb, and he swings it out, and Staley unable to hold on. Staley had some room in front of him.
Boy, he had nothing but green grass in front of him on that play. If Donovan's able to get him the football, he probably takes it in and scores. He's out here. They got a blocker out in front of him. It's just another way to set up a screen. And as you can tell, there's a lot of room for him to go with it.
Second down, but more important, 36 seconds on the clock. Mike Bartram, number 88, has come in as the second tight end with Thomason. Here is McNabb. He hasn't been able to run for much, drills it, and the pass is low, intended for Staley, and covered by LeVar Arrington. So pressure again put on Donovan McNabb, who has not been able to escape much for some big yardage in the running department yet.
Well, that's just pretty good coverage by the Redskin defense. And LeVar Arrington, for him, you know, you think of LeVar Arrington and how big he is, and you know, so many times you see him hitting people and getting the big hits. But here he is on coverage, and he's going against Deuce Staley, who's a pretty shifty, fast running back, and he's keeping right up there with him.
Third down and 10 with a half a minute remaining in the first half. McNabb giving ground. Sack back at the 23. David Terrell.
Well, one thing you know, that in a game like this, you're not going to get a whole lot of time to sit back there and hold the football. And you see him, he's got some time to get rid of it, but he can't find anybody open in order to throw it.
So here is David Akers with a 40-yard field goal attempt, and it's good. David Akers with his 15th consecutive field goal, and that is an Eagle record with 4 seconds remaining in the half. Last time he missed was back on October 28th against the Oakland Raiders. So the Eagles managed to get more points on the board and lead now by a score of 10-6.
What great composure by the Philadelphia Eagles special teams. They had no timeouts. They couldn't stop the clock after the sack. They get everybody on the field, but then they set into their normal routine. You see the perfect mechanics. And David Akers, who I consider to be one of the top kickers in the NFL, that's nothing for him from 40 yards out. That is a great job of getting points at a time when a lot of teams would panic and give up that opportunity.
And again, the fumbled punt, the key right there, as the Eagles capitalize on a turnover. The Eagles themselves have turned it over twice, and the Redskins could not get any points out of it. And so 4 seconds left, Philadelphia by 4. So Metcalf, who's a veteran, a return man, couldn't handle that kick, and the Eagles jumped on it just as they did good field position on their previous possession. Donovan McNabb trying to bring the Eagles back, and what would be a commanding 3-game lead with 3 to play. There is the scoring drive, capped by Akers' fumble, and then McNabb will go into the locker room. David Akers kicking off. Keeps it on the ground. And it's picked up by Brian Johnson with 1 second on the clock. Well, the Eagles have certainly quieted this crowd at FedEx Field that came to cheer expecting so much from Marty Schottenheimer's team, having won 6 out of their last 7.
Well, we can already tell that this is going to be a game of field position and who's able to control the ball and hang on to the football. And there's been some turnovers which have helped set up some of these points, and that's going to be a key in this second half. Who's able to control the clock and who's able to hang on to it and not turn it over.
And the Redskins right now can't panic. Everything was going their way in the beginning of this football game in regards to field position, but they've got to get back to their style of running the football. I really think that their offensive line was about to take control of this football game, and then all of a sudden they kind of abandoned the run game and find themselves down 10-6 at halftime.
I think you're right. Stephen Davis was not the factor that he should be, but Marty Schottenheimer will have some words for his team, and that is the end of the first half with the score. The Eagles 10, Redskins 6. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages and a word from your local Fox station.
Fox tonight, one of the Simpsons is missing.
I did it! I found our dog! Now our Christmas is complete!
We were looking for Lisa!
Richard Gere guest stars, all new The Simpsons. Then it's that time of year again.
Yeah!
When Malcolm's family celebrates the joy of the holiday season. So gather your whole family for a Malcolm in the Middle Christmas special, guest starring Cloris Leachman. All new holiday episodes start with King of the Hill at 7:30, 6:30 Central tonight on Fox.
Double your nothing. Every weeknight on Fox.
I was looking to protect what I have and to achieve some modest growth. I knew I lacked investment skills, and I knew I needed professional assistance. Prudential gave me a good feeling that this guy or these people don't have an agenda of their own. There's a lot that I don't understand, but that's where I really lean more heavily on my advisor at Prudential. I'm impressed by their thoroughness, and I'm impressed by their detail. I think I found the right people.
The all-new Jeep Liberty. With the confidence of Command Track 4-wheel drive, it lets nothing get in the way of your daily commute. Now get Liberty for $21,890 nicely equipped, plus get 7-year or 100,000-mile powertrain protection.
It was the mountains and the snow and the water below.
Are you ready?
And you will know it's cold at last when the Coors Light hits your glass.
Are you ready for a cold one?
Are you ready for a cold Coors Light?
Are you ready?
Are you ready for a cold Coors Light?
Are you ready for a cold one?
The UAW and Daimler Chrysler are working smarter, together. If we didn't, all our uniquely designed cars, trucks, and minivans would just be really nice parts.
Hey, Mr. Spot.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to the Visa Halftime. Those of you watching Green Bay and Tennessee, a good ball game, 15-13. Steve McNair playing extremely well. Packers trying to keep pace with the Bears. The Bears are in the playoffs for the first time since '94. Eagles have now expanded their lead by 4 over the Redskins thanks to a David Akers field goal. Seahawks with Ricky Waters at the helm and a touchdown on top of the Cowboys by a touchdown. 49ers 21-0 over the Miami Dolphins. Bears, as I mentioned, in the playoffs for the first time since '94. Lions get their first victory of the season, that over the Vikings. Mike McMahon looked pretty decent today. Chiefs in overtime upending the Broncos, and the coach with Peyton Manning looking sharp beat the Falcons, hurting the Falcons' playoff hopes. Patriots with Tom Brady now 9-3 as a starter win the game today, and the Jets come from behind 14-3 to slip by the Bengals 15-14. An ugly and unbelievable affair took place today in Cleveland. TB, take it away.
All right, Cleveland Browns trailing by 5 against Jacksonville. 4th down and 2, Couch back. Quincy Morgan makes the reception. First down, there it is. Mark the ball, no challenge. There it is, says first down. Browns get up under center. Couch will pump once, and then the second pump, he grounds the football. Incomplete pass. Watch this. Once, boom, there it is, right there. Notice incompletion. There's your referee, McCauley, right there looking, says, whoops, I just ruled an incomplete pass. I am now feeling my challenge button. But the rule states very simply, if a play has been run, you cannot go back and review the prior play. And that's exactly what happened here. This was not a coach's challenge. This is an official's challenge. The last 2 minutes of a half or the end of the game is controlled by the referees in the press box there. Now, they go back on the 4th and 2, review the Quincy Morgan catch, say incomplete. Jacksonville's ball with 48 seconds left, and holy cow, place goes nuts. They take the teams off the field. JB, you take it from there.
And the officials suspend play for fear of someone getting hurt. They go into the locker rooms, off the field, TB, for more than 25 minutes. Check with Paul Tagliabue, the commissioner, who's the only one, along with the league president, who can cancel a game to say, complete it. The Jaguars take 2 knees. They go on to win the game. Now, from NFL.com, it says, referee Terry McCauley claimed the communication system, which allows a replay official to alert him about a reviewable play during the final 2 minutes of a half, had malfunctioned, Chris.
JB, I just got to tell you what I see. I see a replay official, and I see a referee covering their own butt. They made a mistake, they screwed up the play, and now in retrospect, they're going to come back and say that it should have been another way. You don't get that chance. That next play was run. It is over. Not only that, they had a half an hour to get the thing right. They were in communication with the league office. They couldn't get it right, and there are some morons for fans in Cleveland. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, and it's not the first time an incident like this has happened in Cleveland. In 1974, the Cleveland Indians forfeited a game to the Texas Rangers on 10-cent beer night. They stormed the field. Terry McCauley had said that he checked with the other officials, said, did you feel a buzzer before the play was snapped? Yes, he said. Now, my question is, number one, why, if he felt the buzzer, did he not stop the play? That's one key. Number two is, in the final 2 minutes, the only people that can challenge a play is the upstairs official booth. Why, if a coach has challenges remaining in his pocket, does he not have the ability to throw the flag and challenge the play?
It should have been Brown's ball, 2nd down, 10-yard line. They should have had a chance to win this game.
All with the effort, as Howie says, to get it right. Some will go to local news, others will come back for the Blonde Bombers highlights.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season. Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
The creators of That 70s Show invite you to return to a different time when love was a battlefield.
I go both ways, too, so I understand your needs.
Ew!
Material Girls ruled.
Where's your Lionel Richie section? Let me think. P-Q-R.
And nothing succeeded like excess.
It's a portable phone!
Get ready.
How do you get it to stand up?
How do you get it to stand up?
For That 80s Show, coming this January to Fox.
Ooh, that's why I'm easy, baby. I'm easy like Sunday morning, yeah. Oh, I'm easy like Sunday morning. I wanna be high, so high.
Take flight this season with your Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan McNabb, Hugh Douglas, Chad Lewis, they'll all be there, and you'll want to be there too. Get into the action this year as the Eagles battle the NFL's elite. Season ticket holders, remember, the deadline to return your stadium builder license is September 7th. For Philadelphia Eagles tickets, call 215-463-5500 or log on to PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Join the excitement this season. Call now.
This is a Fox News halftime report.
And good evening, George Mallet here with this Fox Halftime Report. A series of fires to report tonight in the Philadelphia area. The most recent one filled West Philadelphia with smoke. It broke out early this morning in the 5700 block of Arch Street. One person was taken to the hospital where they were treated and released. And last night, a nursing home fire in South Whitehall Township left more than 500 elderly people out in the cold. No one was seriously hurt in that blaze. In Southwest Philadelphia, services went on as scheduled for parishioners of the Christ International Baptist Church. These are the charred remains of the structure after a fire broke out around 6 last night. All of those fires remain under investigation tonight. New developments involving the Philadelphia Public Schools. Governor Mark Schweiker says talks could resume tomorrow morning regarding a pending state takeover. This news comes in spite of last week's shocking disclosure that Mayor Street developed a plan to allegedly cripple the school district. The plan would allegedly make sure that Edison Schools, the private company picked by Schweiker to run the district, fails.
For the sake of advancing the discussions and completing negotiations and beginning the turnaround, I was willing to take that element off the table. He pledged to me then that we'd have no role to play in hostile activities.
Now, the current deadline for a state takeover is this Friday, December 21st. Time now for a quick look at the weather. Rob's right here.
Chilly day today, but guess what's returning? Rain once again in the forecast. We'll take a look at it for tomorrow. And rain and drizzle developing by late morning to early afternoon in a few areas north of the Lehigh Valley, like the Poconos, may start off with a little bit of freezing drizzle. You have to be careful up there. Temperatures around 47 degrees, but into the 50s by tomorrow night.
Not bad. Thanks, Rob. And that is all we have for now. We'll have much more tonight at 10. For now, back to the Eagles-Redskins.
When you think news, think Fox First with Dawn Stensland on the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Leading the way, Ford's leading the way.
Your Quality Plus Ford dealer is leading the way with the most extensive line of SUVs on the planet. And now the vehicle that has set the standard for SUVs, Ford Explorer, is available with 0% financing. That's right, 0% financing on the #1 selling SUV with 108 innovations, including independent rear suspension. No boundaries. Another reason why your Quality Plus Ford dealer is
Leading the way, Ford's leading the way.
When you're ready for a cold one, it's gotta be a cold Coors Light. When you're ready for a cold one, it's gotta be a cold Coors Light. When you're ready for a cold one, a Rocky Mountain cold one.
There's cold, and then there's Coors Light. Frost brewed for that Rocky Mountain cold taste.
When you're ready for a cold one, it's gotta be a cold Coors Light.
Be careful.
Great job, son.
Get the door.
Trying to save a little time this holiday season? MSN 7 makes your time online more useful every day. Sign up for 24 months of MSN Internet access and receive a $200 Best Buy shopping spree. Best Buy. This holiday, turn on the fun.
The 260 horsepower Acura CL Type S.
Take flight this season with your Philadelphia Eagles. Donovan McNabb, Hugh Douglas, Chad Lewis, they'll all be there, and you'll want to be there too. Get into the action this year as the Eagles battle the NFL's elite. Season ticket holders, remember, the deadline to return your stadium builder license is September 7th. For Philadelphia Eagles tickets, call 215-463-5500 or log on to PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Join the excitement this season. Call now.
Schottenheimer talked about very little margin for error in this philosophy that the Redskins play, and they give some opportunities away.
All right now let's take a look at the halftime numbers. Redskins have outrushed the Eagles. The Eagles have outpassed the Redskins in the turnover. They managed to get a touchdown off of that.
Yeah, not a lot really separating these two teams there in the first half. you look at the third down conversions for the Redskins there, but a close ball game, very much like we anticipated coming into this game, and no reason to believe it's going to be any different here in the second half.
So Brett Conway will be kicking off to start the second half. Brian Mitchell on the return at the 15-yard line for Philadelphia. Mitchell diving to the 38-yard line where Eddie Mason makes the tackle. So, and now
Damian Douglas and Kevin Lockett picking up right where the first half ended with some near fisticuffs on the opening kickoff.
What did they talk about in intermission, guys? There's McNabb, Troy, in and out of the pocket.
Yeah, you take a look at it, and he's actually been most effective in the pocket throwing the football, and he's gotten out of the pocket 8 times with only 1 completion, which, you know, you talk about Donovan and what's happened to him in that first game. He struggled in the pocket, whereas today that's where he's had most of his success.
First down at the 37-yard line, and passing on first down, and the pass overthrown intended for Freddie Mitchell. And a note for the Redskins defense, Kevin Mitchell, who had to come out of the game with an injured right ankle, is back in there at middle linebacker for Washington.
Well, in that last play there, Donovan McNabb actually, he had a clear shot there for Freddie Mitchell on an in route and threw the ball high. And if there's any criticism about Donovan McNabb as a quarterback, it's his lack of accuracy throwing from within that pocket.
On second down and 10, Deuce Staley bounces off a defender and gets more than he bargained for. Pretty good resiliency by Deuce Staley. Antonio Pierce ultimately makes the play.
Yeah, not only bounced off a defender, but bounced off of LeVar Arrington. And all the guys on the defense talk about the ability of LeVar to deliver a hit. Well, you'll see right here, he's got Deuce in his sights. Deuce actually takes LeVar back. I tell you what, he's a shifty runner, but he's got tremendous hip strength. Reminds me a little bit of with Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, you're not going to see LeVar Arrington miss too many open field tackles like that one-on-one with a back.
Friendly competition right there at the end, too.
3rd and 7, and McNabb passing, and it's batted down by LeVar Arrington. And 4th down coming up. Arrington would like that one back.
Well, he almost got his second interception of the game, and Donovan not seeing him here is a little bit surprising to me. He throws it right into LeVar Arrington's chest, and well, you just don't get many more opportunities that easy in this game.
Hey, it looks like McNabb is making a concerted effort not to run in this game. He had an opportunity to take off, and there's Eric Metcalf, whose costly fumble resulted in an Akers field goal. And the Redskins looking to block that Landeta kick. Instead, Landeta gets off a beauty. Metcalf at the 5-yard line, and he is tackled hard at the 22-yard line. And a 54-yard kick by Landeta. We'll be right back.
Just go to Southwest.com by December 27th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
So you're a sports fan considering DirecTV? Consider this. Buy a DirecTV system from Blockbuster, and you'll get more than free professional installation, more than great DirecTV sports coverage. In fact, now you'll get much, much more. Get free game and movie rentals for a year when you buy a DirecTV system at Blockbuster. When you think sports, think Blockbuster. Bringing entertainment home.
This is Doug McDonald. Doug is a normal, healthy man. But there's something different about Doug. There's something that's on his mind. And the sooner Doug deals with it, the better off he'll be.
Fox NFL Sunday, brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Eagles lead 10-6. Early here in the third quarter, and the Redskins with a first down on the 23-yard line. By the way, tight end Chad Lewis of the Eagles, a groin injury, did not play in that first series for Philadelphia. Tony Banks, 6 of 14 for 86 yards are his numbers, and he'll try to improve the passing numbers here and completes to Brian Johnson, the fullback, and he gets about 9 on that play.
Well, a couple of plays in that first half that aren't going to show up in the statistics, but very key to the Eagles holding this lead. Brian Dawkins chases down Rod Gardner on that long play to prevent the touchdown. Washington has to settle for the field goal. Todd Pinkston right here turns to defenders to knock away an interception from Fred Smoot. And Coy Detmer does a great job of getting that ball down to keep it a 1-point lead and not get it to 6-6.
Second down and 1 on the 32 of Washington. And here's Stephen Davis. Davis hasn't done that much. He is average under 4 yards a carry. And Davis, no gain on the play, has 51 yards and 15 carries. And Corey Simon was right there.
Well, Stephen Davis is one of those guys that will get stronger as the game goes on, and I'm surprised to see Washington not come out with the commitment to the running game that they had the last time they played because of the success they had that afternoon.
Measuring for the first down and see how close they are, and actually just about a foot shy. And into the game, Donnell Bennett replacing Brian Johnson. Johnson more the pass-catching fullback, Bennett the blocker. So that's all the Redskins need. It'll be second down. And there is Chad Lewis, as we mentioned, back on the Eagles sideline with that groin injury we talked about moments ago. Third down. It is third down and a foot. Tight formation with 2 tight ends for the Redskins, and here is Davis, and appears to have enough for the first down. He does.
And you can hear the crowd getting excited about the Redskins picking up that first down. And Stephen Davis is a great back to have when you're trying to pick up a third and short situation. He's such a big physical running back, and he's just a hard man to bring down. And even when he takes a hit in the hole, rarely do you see him moving backwards.
First down for the Redskins on their 34. Eagles in front 10-6 after the Redskins had taken a 6-0 lead. Play fake. Banks gets by one defender, can't find a receiver, and a flag is down upfield, 2 in fact, and Banks runs out of bounds short of the first down margin. Well, we have had our share of yellow flags today, no question about that, and Jeff Triplett will sort through this one.
Well, it looked like they might have gotten Damon Moore on a hold against Michael Westbrook.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket. Illegal contact. 43 defense.
That's exactly right, Troy.
From the end of the run, automatic first down.
Well, here's Damon. You see Damon Moore had fallen, and it looked like he grabbed Westbrook's ankle as Westbrook was running by him. Why, I'm not exactly sure. You saw Bobby Taylor there in position to cover him.
It's an automatic first down, of course, for the Redskins on their 43-yard line. 9 penalties marked off in the game, and that has disrupted the rhythm of it without question. First and 10 at the 43. And a flag is down. Eagles can make you nervous
Prior to the snap,
with their defensive movements.
5-yard
and
penalty.
their fake blitzes or blitzes. So we have a 5-yard penalty called against Davis.
They just keep you thinking the entire game because they come from positions on their blitz packages that you don't expect them to. You're always looking for that guy to come in, and you'll catch your guy leaning in the backfield. You'll see an offensive lineman flinch as Jeremiah Trotter or some of the linebackers jump in. That time, Brian Dawkins came flying up on the outside and got one of the guys to lean forward a little bit.
Well, Marty Schottenheimer's crew, as you saw, leading the league in false start penalties. That's before the play even gets underway. First down and 15, and the handoff to Davis. And Davis is put down on the 40-yard line for a gain of 2. Brandon Whiting.
Yeah, and Brian Dawkins up there again, creating that eighth man in the box, and it's just not a lot of places to run the football when you've got 8 guys up there. That creates an uneven number for the offense to try to block. There's always going to be that extra guy in there, and it's just not a lot of holes in order to get in there.
Second down and 13.
Here's Brian Dawkins right here.
Redskins on their 40-yard line. Douglas with the pressure and the screen to Davis. Stephen Davis with a first down, and he gets tripped up into Eagle territory by Al Harris, the nickel cornerback, and a gain of 23 yards, and that wakes up the Redskin offense.
Well, we talked about it earlier in the Redskins and how they're able to run the screen with great precision. And when they get in long situations, you see them right here. You've got the lineman out in front of him blocking. And Stephen Davis, he's an outstanding screen running back because he does a great job with his patience, catching the football, allowing his blockers to get out in front of him. And too many times you see backs that rush it and outrun the blockers.
Dave Zott doing a good job clearing the way for Davis. Again, blitz being shown. And Tony Banks fires, and it's bobbled and dropped by Westbrook. Michael Westbrook was there to make the play inside the 20-yard line. The defender was a couple of yards behind him, Troy Vincent, and Westbrook could not hold on.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tony Banks has really grown in this offense, and on this pass right here, you could tell because he let this ball go long before Michael Westbrook ever even got into the top of his route. There was no way that Troy Vincent was going to be able to defend that pass. The only way it was going to be stopped is if Michael Westbrook didn't catch it. You can see right there Tony Banks in disbelief that they weren't able to get the completion.
And Westbrook had been the go-to guy the last couple of weeks for the Redskins, but he dropped that one. Second down and 10 on the screen the other side to Davis, and Stephen Davis driving his way and will be knocked back, but the forward motion, progress will be the 31-yard line, leaving him about 4 yards shy of the first down. Mike Caldwell and Brian Dawkins bring Davis down.
Another thing these screenplays do is they really, these offensive linemen of the Redskins getting out on that one, Ben Coleman and Corey Raymer, you know, the defenders are tired of letting these guys get ahead of steam and come hitting them. They're starting to jump out of the way a little bit, and that's opening up some more lanes downfield. So you know, great job, and everybody says this is not only a very strong offensive line, but very athletic, and they're showing that on these screen passes.
Ninth play of the drive, 3rd and 3. Quick drop back by Banks, and he flips it, and it's dropped. Stephen Davis can't hold on. So all of a sudden, the Redskins get the dropsies with Westbrook and Davis, and 4th down coming up, and none of those the fault of Tony Banks, Troy.
No, and those are the plays that you got to make those plays. Michael Westbrook, he has to make the play that he dropped. This one right here, Tony Banks doing a nice job of moving around in the pocket, something he's not really known for, but delivers the ball there to Stephen Davis, and you got to catch those in games like this.
Brett Conway will attempt a 48-yard field goal. He hit one from 47 earlier in the game. 2 out of 3 tonight, and trying to bring the Redskins to it in 1. Here is Conway's kick, and it is way off to the right, no good. That one never had a chance. So Conway, who missed 2 against the Cardinals, has missed his 2nd against the Eagles.
It's the ultimate Christmas gift, a new home.
Why don't we make it a dream house and put the toilet in the living room?
King of the Hill, all new at 7:30 tonight on Fox.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
8 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And you can say this has been a day of missed opportunities for the Redskins. 2 field goals going by the boards and drop passes and all kinds of problems in keeping the Eagles alive in what could be a banner game for Philadelphia if they hang on. Chad Lewis is back in the lineup at tight end. 1st and 10 Philly on their 38-yard line. McNabb with a fake handoff and a fake end around, looking to go deep, and the pass is caught by Todd Pinkston, and Pinkston on his feet. Touchdown, Eagles. A couple of brilliant fakes by Donovan McNabb and a 62-yard play to Todd Pinkston for the touchdown. And this crowd has been stunned by this third quarter touchdown by the Philadelphia Eagles, 62 yards. And David Akers will try to give Philadelphia an 11-point lead. And an elated Eagles bench, they know what this game means. And the Eagles have taken this crowd out of it. And the kick is good, making it 17-6. Remember, the Eagles have won 5 straight without a loss on the road this year, 8 overall. And this was the big play to Pinkston to cap it.
The #1 action movie in America is Behind Enemy Lines. Critics call it a run-and-gun popcorn flick, and the New York Times raves it's an adrenaline-fueled thriller. Behind Enemy Lines, rated PG-13, now playing.
Need a trim? Introducing the new Remington Precision, the only trimmer with ceramic blades, sharper than steel, for a precise trim every time. The new Remington Precision, sharper than steel.
Hey, Hallie Eisenberg, drinking a Pepsi.
Actually, this isn't a Pepsi. It's new Pepsi Twist with lemon. And I'm not Hallie Eisenberg.
I'm Halle Berry. Drinking Pepsi Twist.
Well, it's not exactly Pepsi Twist. It's Diet Pepsi Twist. And I'm not exactly Halle Berry.
You know?
I'm Barry Bostwick.
Who is Barry Bostwick?
Like twists? Try new Pepsi Twist in regular and diet. A lemon twist on that great Pepsi taste.
Honey? Sweetie? Come with me.
Watch this.
Woo!
Fox tonight, one of the Simpsons is missing.
I did it! I found our dog! Now our Christmas is complete!
We were looking for Lisa.
Richard Gere guest stars The Simpsons, all new 8/7 Central tonight on Fox.
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Pinkston from McNabb. Pinkston's career-long 62-yard reception. His 4th TD catch of the year as David Akers kicking off. And Michael Bates on the goal line returns for the Redskins, who are stunned and down by 11 yards. And Bates returns to the 24.
Well, you take a look at that touchdown and how it came about, and you're going to see this is Fred Smoot, who normally plays corner. He's in a safety position, and David Terrell right here thinks he's going to get some help, and he doesn't get it. It allows Pinkston to go all the way across the field, and McNabb sees him and gets a big pass off to him.
And the thing that allowed them to get all the way across the field, look at all the different things, the fake in the backfield, the fake to the screen, and then you see Todd Pinkston coming open all the way across the field. So the ability for Donovan McNabb to be able to hold that ball and allow Todd Pinkston to cross the entire formation. What a nice call by Andy Reid to really jumpstart this offense in the second half.
From the 24-yard line, and let's see how the Redskins respond, because this was the Eagle game plan to jump out in front and force Tony Banks to do this. And he does. He completes to Rod Gardner, And the rookie with a 18-yard reception out to the Redskin 43.
Well, one of the things that the Redskins really believe in is obviously running the football, but then off of that they come with the play action. Tony Banks, who does a great job with his play action fakes, has it here, and he's got Gardner running the square in. It's just a two-man route, but because of the play action fake, was able to hold the underneath linebackers and give them a lane to throw the football.
First down now on the Redskin 43. They again fake to Davis, and the pass is dropped by Walter Rasby, the tight end. Well, fans, coming soon. NASCAR on Fox returns for year 2. Catch all the fast-paced racing action beginning February 2002 right here on Fox. Darrell Waltrip and the crew will be there, and what a great first year it was, NASCAR on Fox. I think the crew, and of course including our guys in the truck, took it to another level. Richie Zients, Marty Kepner and company. Second down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Banks with time, and that pass intended for Flemister, and he's knocked away. So what happened to the running game?
Well, you know, what's happened, Dick, is you talked to these Eagle coaches yesterday, and the thing that they stressed that was very important was that they get out ahead of the Redskins, something that didn't happen in their first game. Now they're sitting here, and they got a 17-6 lead here in the third quarter, and so now defensively they're able to start dictating a little bit more of the tempo and what the Redskins can do offensively.
Jim Johnson now dictating things to the Redskins. Third down and 10 at the 43. And we'll have a flag. Hugh Douglas might have jumped, and this pass nowhere near a receiver, but Douglas might have making a move, and it will be offsides against the Eagles.
Offside. Defense, number 53. 5-yard penalty. Remains third down.
Hugh Douglas right there on the right side of your screen, the guy that's jumping, and we really haven't heard his name much today. Chris Samuels having another really nice afternoon. This will be the third consecutive game that the upper hand will go to Chris Samuels, and Hugh was really looking forward to this matchup. It's one of the ones that both of these guys really enjoy because of the competitive nature. But right now, Chris Samuels getting the nod in that battle.
Third down and 5 from the 48-yard line. Lockett in as the third receiver, and the pass intended for Lockett, and he can't hold on. In case you're wondering, and it's only an 11-point lead, the Redskins have certainly gone away from the run. Stephen Davis, 45 yards rushing in the first quarter, 10 yards since then.
Well, I think Hugh heard what Moose was saying, and he's working here against Samuels. It's like we were saying, he puts a move, starts him outside, comes back up underneath inside, and puts a hit there on Tony Banks, makes him get rid of it a little earlier than he'd like to have.
I would not want to have to go against Hugh Douglas because he's one of those guys that has the speed to go around you, but the strength to bull rush you, and that's an all-day affair. And yeah, I think I got him upset with that comment.
Fair catch called for by Mitchell at the 17-yard line. Redskins trailing the Eagles 17-6.
Let's look at what makes the dome structure of great importance. You see, its circular design allows for maximum volume in a minimum space. So, an amazing number of people or things can actually fit in a relatively small area. With such an efficient design, it's a wonder domes aren't seen more often today.
Space camp for your daughter, $0. Grand Prix lessons for your dad, $0. A celebrity chef for your sister, $0. Giving them something that wasn't on their list, priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win 5 priceless gifts, including an African safari. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Attention vegetarians, viewing discretion advised.
It's the new Ultimate Meat Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Piled high with an awesome array of 6 succulent meat toppings. And now smothered in not 1, not 2, but 6 kinds of cheese. 6 meat toppings and 6 cheeses. Oh! For the most seriously satisfying pizza on earth, you'd expect to pay $12.99. But it's only $8.99. That's right, $8.99. The new Ultimate Meat Lovers Pizza, only at Pizza Hut. Vegetarians resume normal viewing.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. By K Jewelers. This holiday season, shop K Jewelers. Every kiss begins with K. By State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Pizza Hut, where every week this fall you can get one of our pizzas for an unbelievable low price.
Back here in Landover, Maryland. Redskins have some work to do, but first they've got to do it on the defensive side. From the 19-yard line. Not good field position. Deuce Staley with his shirt tails flying off left tackle. And Staley picking up 7 before Bruce Smith makes the play.
And this is something that the Philadelphia Eagles offense has got to improve on the last few weeks. You see what Donovan McNabb has been able to do today in the passing game, but in the running game they have really struggled. And when you get into a situation, you're in the second half, you know, nearing the end of the third quarter, you've got to be able to run the football, take time off the clock, and they have not run the football well the last few weeks.
2nd down and 3. McNabb trying to get away, and he can't get away. Want to get away? LeVar Arrington making the play, but it was Marco Coleman who really made it happen for the Redskins.
Yeah, they do a nice job of collapsing the pocket. You take a look here at Marco Coleman working up the field, but he's under control enough to where he's able to still get pressure on him, and then everybody else comes pursuing. And that's the biggest thing that they wanted to do, was not allow Donovan outside the pocket. Everybody hanging in their lanes there and keeping him contained.
And there is an injured Redskin on the field. And it's LeVar Arrington. Timeout. We'll be back.
For everyone.
Calling a few pals? Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey guys, hanging out? I'll hang out.
Here we go. First, make sure your mirrors are right. Okay. Don't forget this one over here. All right. Okay. Okay, make sure it's in first. All right. Put on the brake. All right. Okay. Okay. Oops. Whoa, whoa. Just take your foot. Okay, there you go. Hey, we going over the lawn. Watch the driveway.
Help protect the ones you value most. Call a State Farm agent today.
Come out to Veterans Stadium and cheer on the Philadelphia Eagles this season. Purchase your Eagles ticket by calling 215-463-5500.
3rd down and 6 at the 23. Antonio Pierce replaces LeVar Arrington. Lewis, the tight end, in motion. Pressure on McNabb. McNabb gets away, and he can run and will. First down as he hurdles a defender. A flag is down, however, back on the 20-yard line. LeVar Arrington, and they're going to nullify this first down run by Donovan McNabb. Arrington on the sidelines, and it'll be a holding call against the Eagles.
63 offense. 10-yard penalty. Remains third down.
I tell you what, Dick, that flag came out so late. Here's Hank Fraley right here. Donovan was well past the line of scrimmage, 10 yards beyond, when the flag came out. Take a look at what happened, and he had a slight hold on him, but in the big gain that Donovan is able to get here comes back. He had picked up the first down, but Donovan was well past the first down marker before the flag was ever even thrown.
You're right, and Champ Bailey was the hurdle, and Arrington is back in, just had the wind knocked out of him. So the Redskins have Arrington back, 3rd and 16. And McNabb on the screen pass to Deuce Staley. Staley wending his way upfield and will be stopped, I believe, shy of the first down by a good yard by Marco Coleman downfield. So Staley is tackled just before he gets to the sticks, and the Eagles will send Sean Landeta on the field to punt.
Boy, what a call there by the Eagles, and still almost were able to get the first down. We've seen a lot of screens by both the Redskins and the Eagles being most effective on these 3rd and long situations, and both teams having a lot of success with them.
So Landeta will kick, and you saw Eric Metcalf go back, and the Eagles will call a timeout here. So Andy Reid's Birds are using their first timeout of the second half with under 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd.
No matter who you are or what you're into, isn't it nice to know you'll be accepted?
That's why the Redskins' biggest fans, the Hogettes, make sure to bring their Visa cards to the Forecast Boutique. Visa, the official card of the NFL.
Do I look fat in this dress? Yes.
And we're back, and the Eagles using a timeout, but it looks like Landeta's going to go back and punt. In any event, I know you thought that maybe they would reconsider that play.
Well, I thought maybe that he was calling timeout because he wanted to get the officials' attention to measure this to see if, in fact, they got the first down. I don't quite understand why he called timeout. Well, here they come now with the chains, and they are going to measure it.
So he wants to see how much he needs. And I would say it's about a yard, maybe a little less. Landeta remains on the field. Andy Reid's not going to take, no reason for him to take any chances here, leading by 11 and on his own 28-yard line. So Metcalf goes back again for the Redskins. 4th and 1. And Landeta gets off a high booming kick, and Metcalf near the sideline inside the 20-yard line doesn't get much. The Eagles kick coverage teams have been superb today. Carell Buchalter that time.
Well, in Marty Schottenheimer's philosophy, there's not a whole lot of room for error, but right now the thing that is stopping the Washington Redskins are the Washington Redskins, and you see the number of drop passes here affecting everybody. And then Brett Conway missing this field goal after having missed another one earlier that hit the upright. So a lot of times you'll talk to teams after a tough game and they'll say, you know, we looked at it on film and everything was within our control. Right now, that is true for the Washington Redskins.
Well, you hear Marty Schottenheimer say so many times, if we do what we know we can do, we can have success, and that includes executing.
And you can see where that problem has reared its ugly head today. Redskins for the 1st and 10 on their 22. Rasby, the tight end in motion. The pitch goes to Stephen Davis, and Davis trying to reverse his field, and he does successfully. Stephen Davis to the 45-yard line and is knocked out of bounds near midfield. And Davis must have run about 100 yards and picking up 26 when all is said and done.
And out there near the end, he had Tony Banks leading him around the corner.
Well, he had Tony Banks, and if you watch, Mike Caldwell, linebacker, is the one who's going to blow it up right there, which forces Stephen Davis to have to traverse this field. There's Tony Banks putting a block on Bobby Taylor and allows him to get down the field. Just a nice job of execution by Tony Banks and then also Stephen Davis. What a job by the quarterback, Tony Banks. You don't see that very often, these quarterbacks getting out and lead blocking for their running backs. And Tony looks like he doesn't want any more part of that.
One of the reasons why is they tend to limp over to the sideline.
And Stephen Davis is hurt near the sideline, and there he is. You remember the first time these teams played, Davis had a back injury, and that forced Kajana Carter to come into the game, and Carter had a big game, scoring the only touchdown in the game and gained 56 yards. So Davis is shaken up after that run, and I guess Zarin Flemister, the tight end, also being worked on. Kajana Carter has come into the game for the Redskins. And now Eric Metcalf is in motion, number 34. And the handoff is to Carter, and Kajana Carter carries 3 defenders into Eagle territory in a first down to the 37, a gain of 15.
Well, you can see right there, they don't lose a whole lot when Kajana Carter comes into the lineup. You have a guy with his ability, the first player taken his year in the draft, and he's just waiting for an opportunity to get on the football field, and takes Damon Moore for a ride about 5 yards down the field at the end of that run.
Well, nice combination with Kajana Carter and then Eric Metcalf in the backfield. And yeah, Kajana Carter, he runs right over Damon Moore, and those guys up front, the big men up front, this offensive line doing a great job right now.
And Stephen Davis back in the lineup, 1st and 10 at the 37 of the Eagles. And here is Banks, play fake, getting rushed and getting sacked, and it's Hugh Douglas getting in there. So the duel between Samuels and Douglas goes on, and Douglas gets Banks and a loss of 6.
Well, the thing about it is, too, is it was only a 2-man route, so they're going to have maximum protection. You see Hugh Douglas, he takes an inside path, and not only does Chris Samuels miss him, but Stephen Davis also misses him up inside and allows him to get in there and make the tackle.
And right there, what you had was Chris Samuels overset on Hugh Douglas, and you pointed out he was on the inside move. Brian Johnson and Stephen Davis have got to have their eyes open and see one of their guys get beat up front and be able to help him, especially, like you said, on a max protection route.
It's been a long drought for Douglas between sacks, and here is Banks, and dropped by Stephen Davis on the screen. And right now, let's check in with James Brown for a game break. JB.
Hey, Dick. Dallas's Reggie Swinton on this punt return here fumbles the ball. As he fumbles it, his teammate Jamal Brooks kicks it out of the end zone to prevent Seattle from falling on it to score a touchdown, but it is a safety for Seattle. It's now 12-3 Seattle, and if these scores hold up with Philly beating Washington, the Fat Man, Jimmy Kimmel, and the Rain Man, Terry Bradshaw, will end tied in picking games. Back to Dick.
Whoa, sudden death.
Can't wait to see that one.
Yes. 3rd down and 16. Kajana Carter back in, as he usually is, out of the shotgun here, and Banks' throw, and it's caught. Tipped and caught, I believe. Walter Rasby losing his helmet in the process, and either the wind knocked out or shaken up. 23-yard pass play, and he was shaken up. It was tipped and caught by Rasby.
Yeah, you take a look at it, it looked like Jeremiah Trotter may have gotten a hand on this ball. Sure enough, right there, but nice concentration by Rasby. The Eagle players are saying he did not catch the ball, and in fact, it looks like he did not ever have control of it. Took a big shot there at the end of that play. He's still down on the field.
Now, Mike Caldwell ran over to Andy Reid to possibly look to review this play. And of course, he's going to have a lot of time because they have to make that decision before the next snap.
Oh boy, he took a big hit at the end of this play. As you pointed out, great concentration, but you see there Brian Dawkins. Ow.
Now, did he have possession is going to be the question. The Eagles, Damon Moore over there claiming that Rasby did not have possession of it. So let's see if Andy Reid challenges this.
Well, Walter's jogging off the field, and that's the best news so far on this play.
Oh, I think they're definitely going to challenge the call. They should. On the replay that we saw, the first one, it never looked like he had possession of the ball. You see right here, he's coming down, still doesn't have it there. It's in his stomach, but I can't believe that Andy Reid is not challenging this call.
It is a first down for the Redskins on the 21 of the Eagles. Andy Reid is not going to challenge it, and the handoff to Stephen Davis, and he is tackled by Derek Burgess. And 1 yard on the play. Rasby is back in the game. That was a big 23-yard catch for a guy who normally is in there for blocking.
Well, it sure was. And really great concentration. Ball getting tipped by Jeremiah Trotter. Him still being able to come down even after the big hit with the ball.
2nd down and 9. Banks getting pressure. Intercepted. Brian Dawkins for the Eagles, bringing it back. And stopped at the 19. So Tony Banks fires it into the hands of Brian Dawkins, and the Eagles defense holds and will get the ball back, leading with 1:35 remaining in the third.
Well, if you take a look at this, and this is what pressure will do to a quarterback, you're going to see Damon Moore right here coming off the edge, and he gets right in Tony Banks' face. Tony doesn't see Brian Dawkins right there, the safety, who comes over. They tried throwing that deep slant called the skinny post that they had some success with early in the game to Gardner. They try to come back with it to Westbrook, but the safety's there. Tony Banks doesn't see him as a result because of the pressure of Damon Moore.
So Dawkins with the interception. And Moose, you were talking about him. He had a forced fumble, touchdown run, first interception of this year. First down from the 19, and being under pressure by 2 defensive linemen. It was Coleman and Kennard Lang forcing McNabb to get rid of it.
Well, you see Tony Banks there on the sideline a little bit dejected, but I think the exact same thing that you said, Troy. I mean, he saw that same blitz earlier in the game when he had the big play to Rod Gardner. He thinks he's got it right there, throws a nice ball, and Brian Dawkins, it snuck over the top on him.
Yeah, and how about the year Brian Dawkins is having?
Anybody that thought he was not a Pro Bowl player just because of the stats, all you got to do is watch him every play, the emotion he plays with. He's really the heart and soul of that Philly defense.
And there's the screen to Deuce Staley. Staley to the 30-yard line, getting ahead in steam. And the Eagles with a first down to the 41-yard line, a gain of 22. As again, we check in with James Brown for a game break.
Dick and Troy, take a look at what San Francisco did in spanking Miami today. Garcia hooking up with Eric Johnson, 12-yard strike all over Miami, 21-0, setting up next week's battle on Saturday right here on Fox. It'll be the Eagles at the 49ers. Coverage, of course, begins with the pregame show, 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. Back to Dick, Troy, and Darryl.
Well, that's going to be a very critical game for the Eagles because when they have played the class of the NFL, St. Louis and Oakland this year, they have lost. So an opportunity to play a good team and show how good of a football team they are.
Deuce Staley for a couple of yards up to the 43-yard line. Half a minute remaining in this third quarter. Pivotal game. The Eagles, of course, looking to solidify their position atop. The Redskins, meanwhile, if they lose this game, cannot win the NFC East title. So that would be a huge loss for them, and they're going to have an uphill climb in the fourth quarter. That will be the last play of the third. So we will now say that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Eagles 17 and the Redskins 6. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after a word from your local Fox station.
You're watching the NFL on Fox.
Head for the hills. King of the Hill. Weeknights at 11:30 right after Seinfeld.
People across the nation are getting the message. For great year-end values, amazing selection, Toyotathon 02. Now get 0% APR financing on some of Toyota's most popular models, like Corolla, the rugged V8 Tundra, the versatile 4Runner, and the roomy Sienna. Hurry, don't miss this incredible opportunity. Toyotathon 02, password value.
UAW and Daimler Chrysler are working smarter, together. If we didn't, all our uniquely designed cars, trucks, and minivans would just be really nice parts.
Hey, Mr. Smart.
Start of the fourth quarter here at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. And we are in America. The Philadelphia Eagles lead the Washington Redskins 17-6. Brian Dawkins with the big interception. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles on their 43. McNabb pitches out to Deuce Staley. And Staley going wide. Flag on the play. Loses yardage. And a penalty. The oft-used phrase, penalty-filled game, can be used today. And it'll be a false start against the Philadelphia Eagles. Uphill climb for the Washington Redskins guys coming into this fourth quarter. We understand. There it is, Jeff Triplett calling the false start. Well, we know how that goes. We've seen enough of those things today. What do the Redskins need to do if you were engineering a comeback against a tough defensive team?
You know what? They've done a nice job of getting down there and getting in position, moving the football to get some points. They shot themselves in the foot. I think the biggest thing right now, they're going to have to make some big plays, but they got to execute when they get down there in the red zone.
And that's going to be the trouble because they're not a big play team. They're a team that likes to grind out the football game, as you pointed out. Now that they're behind, they're going to have to play a different style of football than they're accustomed to.
Well, they didn't grind it out when they had a chance to grind it out when the game was close. And it cost them. And a timeout has been called by the Redskins. Opening minute of the fourth quarter.
This is Silverado Heavy Duty. The most powerful heavy-duty pickup you can get. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
Fish gotta swim, birds gotta fly. I'm gonna love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Want your pets to love you too? All you need for the holidays is the most popular pet site online and Visa. PetSmart.com's preferred way to pay.
Can't help loving that man of mine.
Alex, you're not ready.
Daisy, calm down.
Gotta shop. There is no calm.
You need a plan.
Fine. You plan. I'll shop.
Plan ahead. Get hot deals on cool gifts at Radio Shack right in your neighborhood. Like this digital camera on sale for $199.99. Digital tire gauge on sale for $9.99. Two-way radios on sale $29.99 each. And wireless speakers on sale $99.99 plus a $10 mail-in rebate.
You're finished?
I had a plan.
Now, only at Radio Shack.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world. And by Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
Marty Schottenheimer, whose personal 4-0 record against the Eagles is in jeopardy here. Redskins calling the timeout. 3rd down and 13 for Donovan McNabb and company. And this pass caught up the middle by Freddie Mitchell. And the Eagles get a first down. Mitchell on the receiving end of a short touchdown pass in the first half. That good for 24.
Yeah, Freddie Mitchell, who, you know, a rookie this year and has just been doing an outstanding job here over the last several games. There he's working right down the middle against zone coverage. Does a nice job of understanding where he needs to get to in order to get the throw. But, you know, Freddie, he has really come along and starting to understand the little nuances of this West Coast offense.
And his TD catch was his first of his NFL career. Deuce Staley on the handoff and picking up about 3.
I think this is where it's going to be critical, as Moose said earlier, that the Eagles have not ran the ball very effectively in this ball game. And when you get into games like this and you get into the fourth quarter and you're trying to preserve a lead, you want to be able to run the football and take some time off the clock, and that's going to be very important as this game progresses.
Nearly 3 times as many yards receiving as rushing. 2nd and 7. The slant is incomplete to Pinkston. Well, the Redskins held the Eagles without a touchdown 3 weeks ago in Philadelphia, and today so far the Eagles are holding the Redskins without a touchdown here in the Redskins bailiwick.
And right now Todd Pinkston still down after that last play, and that is not good news for the Eagles.
Timeout. Pinkston has been one of the offensive heroes for the Eagles today.
Now anyone can be a digital DJ. With the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me, quando we can share a love divine. Please don't make me wait again. When will you say yes to me?
This is Silverado Heavy Duty. Available with the new Duramax diesel. The most powerful diesel you can get in a pickup. Silverado Heavy Duty. More truck from Chevy.
If you like twists and turns, do what I tell you, Jack, and you might see your daughter again. You're in for the ride of your life. An all-new 24. If you hurt my daughter, I will kill you. At 9, 8 Central, Fox Tuesday.
Todd Pinkston in pain. He caught the 62-yard scoring pass to give the Eagles their 11-point lead. And replaced by Nay Brown. 3rd down and 7. Eagles on the Redskin 36-yard line, and the pass caught by Deuce Staley and stopped about 2.5, maybe 3 yards shy of a first down by David Terrell.
It was a good play by David Terrell because everybody was manned up, and it was one-on-one between he and Deuce Staley, and if he misses that tackle, he's going to have enough yards to pick up the first down in front of him.
They have not decided what they're going to do, and now they're going to send the field goal kicking team on. David Akers. Akers today with a 40-yard field goal. And he has made 15 straight field goals for the Philadelphia Eagles, an ongoing record. This will be a 50-yard attempt. And here is Akers, and this kick is good. David Akers. Boy, along with Sean Landeta, the Philadelphia Eagles have 2 kickers they can count on in a big way. 50-yarder has raised the Eagle lead now to 20-6 over the Redskins.
Sean Bryan. That's that sexy man I met the other night. You want me to get it? No, let the machine pick it up. I don't want him to know I'm home on a Friday night.
Hey, yo, Donna, it's Sean. Remember me? I'm at this crazy club right now. There's a lot of cute hotties, but I'm just thinking of you, girl.
Uh-huh. I know.
I'll call you tomorrow.
What if I give you a call when I'm feeling lonely?
All power toothbrushes are not created equal. Sonicare's patented sonic technology and dynamic cleaning action get your teeth whiter and healthier in 28 days, guaranteed. Ask your dentist about Sonicare.
Zales Diamond Jewelry, set in white gold for just $99. There is happiness in here. Zales, the diamond store.
It's that time of year again, when Malcolm's family celebrates the joy of the holiday season. So gather your whole family for a Malcolm in the Middle Christmas special. All new at 8:30, 7:30 Central, tonight on Fox.
As you take a look at the scoring by quarters, again, keep in mind that the Philadelphia Eagles have allowed only 2 touchdowns on the road all season long. And they have not allowed one today as Akers' 50-yarder caps the scoring drive. And on the return, it's bobbled by Michael Bates. Next Saturday, kick off your NFL weekend a day early with a Fox NFL special. Donovan McNabb and these NFC East leading Philadelphia Eagles will take on Jeff Garcia and a 49ers team trying to stay in the race for the NFC West. Coverage begins Saturday at the special time of 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific here on Fox, and the 49ers getting it done today against Miami at home. Andy Reid's team won 19 of 21 when they scored 20 or more, and they're at that magic number right now. From the 17-yard line, Stephen Davis with a burst up the middle and a good run, getting about 9. Carlos Emmons.
Well, the nice call there, staying with the running game, recognizing there's 12 minutes left in the game, and they're still very much alive in this ball game right now. They're 2 touchdowns behind. They don't have to panic by any means. The most important thing this drive here is to be able to get down and somehow find a way to get a touchdown, which, as you mentioned, Dick, is very difficult against an outstanding Philadelphia Eagle defense.
2nd and 1 at the 26. And again, they go to Davis, and Davis charges forward to the first down up to the 34-yard line. Schroeder making the tackle, and the word on Todd Pinkston is that he suffered a stinger and in his shoulder and questionable as to whether he'll be back today. There's Pinkston, who came in the game as the 3rd leading receiver on Philadelphia's club. 1st and 10 at the 34. Here is Banks. Rasby on the receiving end, and Flemister, that is, and he's knocked out of bounds after picking up 3 yards.
Well, they're still trying, getting the running game going on those first 2 plays of this possession, and they come back with some play action, and Tony wisely not trying to force anything down the field and just trying to take anyway what the defense is giving him. And he has to be very smart, and that's something that he's been able to do here in recent weeks. Is he's been very smart in how he's delivered the football and how he's distributed it amongst these receivers and not taking a lot of chances down the field.
2nd down and 7 for the Redskins. They are 2 scores behind, but they are touchdowns. Drilled to Flemister, and he is knocked back by Carlos Emmons, but the forward progress will get back to the 38-yard line, so a pickup of a single yard.
And if they're going to continue to throw the football, they should at least just throw it down the field, because right now they're running the ball more effectively than they are executing their short passing game. So at this stage, I agree with what we're talking about here. There's plenty of time. Continue to run the football. If you want to throw, take a shot in the intermediate range. But this short passing game has been ineffective the last 2 or 3 drives.
Kajana Carter replaces Davis on 3rd down and 6. Here comes the blitz, and the pass is caught by Westbrook, and he gets the first down. Tony Banks, getting rid of it in a hurry, finds Westbrook for 12 yards, and the Redskins on a key 3rd down conversion.
Well, that's just a great play by Tony Banks. Brian Dawkins is going to be coming off the bottom here. He's got a clean shot at Tony Banks. Tony hangs in there and delivers a strike outside to Westbrook, and Troy Vincent is working against him. Look at the move that he makes on him right here. He would have been short of the first down had he have made the tackle at the point of the catch. Westbrook does a great job of making him miss and picking up the first down.
That's the 3rd catch by Westbrook. Eric Metcalf lining up. Number 34 in the backfield as well, and on the pitch here is Metcalf. He's going to fake the throw, and he's going to run and not get much. In fact, we'll lose a couple on the play So the Redskins trying to go to some trickery, and it backfires with Simon on the tackle.
Yeah, he's going to lose 2 yards on the play, but look at the good decision that he makes. Here's his receiver going out. You'll see at the top of the route. Here he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Philadelphia Eagles surrounding him. So, yeah, he might have lost 2 yards, but they get the line up and snap the ball again at 2nd and 12.
A nice job of the Eagles recognizing what the Redskins were trying to do and having them covered.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12. And the handoff is to Davis, and he is knocked back. Eagles did not go for that play fake, and the crowd with some disappointed boos emanating from the fans here at FedEx Field, bringing up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, well, you mentioned, I mentioned earlier in this drive that it was nice to come out and run the football and you still have time, but now they're down to 8 minutes and they're chewing up a lot of time on the clock, and they do have to start realizing that they are working against the clock. They've got to start getting a lot of big plays, a few big plays to get in a position here.
3rd down and 12 for the Redskins out of the shotgun. Here is Banks, and the pass just high for Kevin Lockett, incomplete, and 4th down coming up. So the Redskins teased their fans a little bit. They moved the ball upfield, but not enough, and gave up some valuable time to the Eagles' cause, and now we'll have to punt.
Gave up some valuable time, and they had a shot right there for the 1st down. If Tony Banks is able to get the ball to Lockett, it would have been a 1st down. Trying to convert, however, 3rd and long situations against the Eagles. That's what makes that 2nd down call with the run somewhat baffling.
Brian Barker will kick, and Brian Mitchell back to receive. Mitchell will let it bounce at the 5, and the Redskins unable to keep it in play, and it'll be a touchback. So another misconnection by the Washington Redskins. It's been their story today as they trail 20-6. We'll be back.
What would you do if someone passed you the keys to a Pontiac Grand Am for a week?
We're going to drive as fast as we can to San Francisco.
We're doing big things for the Pontiac Grand Am. Big things, baby.
3-car park, next 3.
Exit! How do we get to 3-car? Vegas!
This is like living a dream, baby.
Yeah! Welcome to Vegas, baby. We on the strip, baby.
On the strip.
Oh, yeah!
Girls gone wild at the Bellagio.
Yes.
So what would you do with the Pontiac Grand Am?
How you doing?
Tell us at Pontiac.com.
The Canon Rebel 2000. When circumstances change, you'll know how to turn a snapshot into a photograph. It's that simple.
Now that's creative.
The Rebel 2000 from Canon.
Introducing new Energizer Max. Now with the power inside to keep you going. And then some. Do you have the bunny inside?
Checking out digital cameras?
Yeah, I need FireWire compatibility so that I can email my pictures.
Sure. This one also makes MPEG movies.
Really?
He's excited. It's for our baby. Congratulations. Considered any names yet?
Yeah, maybe Sony or Olympus, but you're the expert, right?
We know how you feel, and that's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
How about an LCD screen?
LCD, chickenpox. We're going to screen for everything.
There are things in life for which there is no explanation.
Something has caused these bugs to attack.
Fox tonight.
What's happening to me?
Let your fear take wing. The X-Files.
Help me.
All new at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
Dick Stockton, Troy Aikman, Moose Johnston, and Pam Oliver with you here at Landover, Maryland, as the Eagles with the ball and a 20-6 lead. 7:35 to go in the 4th quarter. Here's McNabb on a play fake and the pass, and it's picked off. Redskins get it back. So on 1st down, it's the old guy, Darryl Green. How many? 19th straight season with an interception, and that is an NFL record.
Well, I tell you what, Dick, when Donovan McNabb came out on that play to throw it, I thought Andy Reid was really showing some guts, throwing the ball in this situation and not running it, and it backfired on him. Darryl Green undercuts him with his speed and is able to be there to make the interception. Nate Brown, the intended target. You got to wonder about that call in this situation in the game.
From the 31-yard line, what happened to chewing up the clock and giving it to Deuce Staley? Handoff to Stephen Davis, and Davis still on his feet. Look at this run by Davis, and he gets close to the first down. In fact, he may have it and goes out of bounds to stop the clock.
Well, football is such a game of momentum, and right now you can just sense the momentum in this stadium. And Stephen Davis here doing a great job. All of them doing a great job. Ben Coleman out there blocking, and everybody doing a nice job of getting up the field and trying to provide some room for Stephen Davis to run. But you can feel the emotion shift with that interception here in the stadium.
First down on the 20-yard line. 7 minutes to go. There is Davis lining up, and there is the screen pass, and Rod Gardner makes the catch, but the defensive play was the big one, and that was Bobby Taylor for a loss on the play. And right now, let's check in with James Brown for a Fox game break.
Hey, Dave, Dick, Seattle's doing his job to move above 500 here. Quincy Carter throwing a pick to Ike Charlton, returning 38 yards for the pay dirt. Boy, just when Chris Collinsworth got on Quincy Carter's bandwagon, he's off now. Back to Dick, Troy, and Darryl.
Well, Cowboys going down, guys.
Well, that's life of a quarterback in the National Football League. Up 1 week, down the next.
2nd and 16, and here is Banks on the quick toss to Walter Rasby. And Rasby, who took a hit earlier, gaining 10 yards on the play.
Well, the last two series by the Redskins, they've tried to go with a gadget play. They had Eric Metcalf on the toss. It was going to throw the pass, and on that last play before the game break, it was not just a wide receiver screen, actually trying to set up a throw downfield into the end zone. So you'd like to see the Washington Redskins take advantage of this field position and just do what they've been doing well all day and run the football.
3rd down and 6 on the 16-yard line. 3 tight ends in the game for the Redskins, and there is the pass, and on the ground as Aaron Flemister was running, and the ball was tipped and on the turf, bringing up 4th down and 6. So just as the Redskins got the momentum, they stall right here and need 6 yards.
Well, they brought the linebackers. They brought Jeremiah Trotter working up there, and then Jeremiah pulls off. But Tony Banks has got to get rid of the football. They got too many guys coming, and neither Zeron Flemister or Walter Rasby turned around and was expecting the ball to be thrown.
See, that's the thing. This was 2-down situation. Why would you throw the ball? Why not run it on the 3rd down, knowing that you were going to come back for it and be able to go for it on 4th?
Well, they need 6 yards here. 4th down and 6. And the Redskins will use a timeout, their 2nd of the game. So their survival of the game may hinge on this 4th down play after the timeout. Well, next on Fox, deck the halls with Sunday's Best. Be sure to catch brand new holiday episodes of King of the Hill, The Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle, and a new episode of The X-Files. You won't want to miss. Coming up next, Sunday's Best, right here on Fox.
You know, I think what will be interesting here is to see what Jimmy Johnson, the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, does and how he tries to defend this play. A lot of defensive coordinators would take the somewhat conservative route and not come after the quarterback and isolate their players one-on-one with the receivers. But Jim Johnson is anything but conventional. I'm curious to see exactly what he tries to do. I wouldn't at all be surprised if he brings pressure as he has on the last 2 plays.
So here it is for the Redskins, 4th down and 6. And a penalty marker. Now Hugh Douglas trying to get a head start. Let's see who this is called against.
Prior to the snap, false start, 86 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
Walter Rasby. So now it is 4th down and 11.
Wow, what a huge penalty. Walter Rasby is going to be right here as Zeron goes across in motion. You see a little flinch right there. He's definitely ahead of the count. That is just a huge 5-yard penalty at a critical point in a football game.
Yeah, and Philadelphia was showing that they were going to not bring the blitz, and they were going to play back in zone coverage.
So now it's 4th down and 11 against a tough defense. Here is Banks, and his pass overthrown, and it's tipped away. It was too deep. You could see it all the way. Rob Gardner was the receiver. Bobby Taylor covering. And the Eagles will take over on downs. So this is a Philadelphia team that just refuses to allow points on the road, particularly in the second half.
Well, that's just an outstanding job by this Eagle defense and not giving up points after that turnover. You see the route, and Brian Dawkins there and forcing Tony Banks to throw the ball high. Had no opportunity to get the ball in there on that particular play. But to go back what this Eagles defense did there and not allowing to give up any points, tremendous job by them. And that's something that they've been doing a great job of all year down here in the red zone. They lead the league in giving up the fewest number of points, touchdowns and field goals once the team gets inside the red zone.
So the Eagles now will keep it on the ground. And they got away with it the last time. Deuce Staley diving forward for about 4 yards. And let's see how good the Eagle defense has been on the road. Again, I told you, they've given up only 2 touchdowns all year on the road.
Well, and in talking with the Eagle players, it's not that they do anything differently on the road as opposed to when they play at home. Some of it has to do with the teams that they've played. They've not played a lot of great offensive football teams when they've been on the road. But Jim Johnson right there in your picture, the defensive coordinator, he does a tremendous job of getting this team, this defensive team, ready to play each and every week. And I think most coaches in this league would tell you that it's probably the best defensive group in the National Football League.
Handoff again to Staley coming into the game, and Staley loses the ball, and the Redskins gets it back. Bruce Smith took it right out of Deuce Staley's hands. So first they try to throw the ball on 1st down, and Green intercepts, and then they try to keep it on the ground to use up the time, and Smith makes a big play.
Well, Deuce Staley is a tremendous competitor, but you have to know the situation in the game, and this is just a savvy play by a veteran in the NFL. He just goes in and takes the ball right away from Deuce Staley, and Deuce is up fighting for extra yardage. He's got to realize what's going on at this point in the game.
Thank you very much. So now the Redskins get another life. How many lives can the Redskins get today?
Well, and then now they ask the defense again, this Philadelphia Eagle defense once again, to make a stand and keep them from getting in the end zone.
So the Eagles have turned it over 4 times now. The Redskins have yet to take advantage of it. 1st down on the 28 of Philadelphia. Here's the pass, and it's caught down to the 1-yard line, and down there at the 1 is Michael Westbrook. 4:20 and counting.
Well, it looks like they're going to a no-huddle situation right here, Dick, and not going to. Well, it appeared that they were, but you can take a look at the throw right there to Michael Westbrook. Just a tremendous delivery. Tony Banks in the seam and threading the needle right there.
He's made a couple of really nice throws this afternoon.
You're right. The way they were running up, it looked like no huddle all the way, and that wouldn't be a bad idea at this time. So it is 1st and goal at the 1. Stephen Davis is knocked back to the 5.
Well, here's what you got to be careful about right now. You're just under 4 minutes to go in the game, and if you're going to continue to run the football to try and score 7 points, this clock continues to run. They've got to have a little bit of a sense of urgency at this stage of the game.
Hollis Thomas that time, and it's not going to be easy. This team does not give up touchdowns frivolously, and now it'll be 2nd and goal. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. 3:18 remaining, and here is a play action. Pressure on Banks, throws it, and it's intercepted in the end zone, and the Eagles snuff out what may be the last threat by the Washington Redskins.
Boy,
Brian Dawkins with his 2nd of the game.
What a crutch for this offense to be able to lean on when you have a defense that will make plays like this. You see Tony Banks trying to buy time with the pressure. N.D. Kalu coming in from the outside. He's going to Zeron Flemister in the back of the end zone. But Brian Dawkins is waiting for him as he comes across.
Well, and Flemister sat down in the back of the end zone where he needed to get the football. If it was all the pressure, if N.D. Kalu does not get there and get the pressure on him like he did, Flemister was in fact open for the touchdown. That had everything to do with the pressure.
Here is Deuce Staley and he gets a couple of yards. So the Redskins turn it over 4 times, or the Eagles do 4 times, and the Redskins come away with 0 points.
Yeah, and what a meaningful play right there for Indy Kalu, having played for the Washington Redskins last year, coming over here to the Philadelphia Eagles. But, you know, Moose made a great point. Offensively for the Philadelphia Eagles, when you're able to do some things on the offense, knowing that you can lean on your defense to make plays at times in the game like this, that gives your offense a tremendous advantage.
The Redskins have used their final timeout with 3:01 to go, and they have had opportunities today. And you go back to the beginning of the game when they had to settle for a field goal. They missed the field goal. So many drop passes. And then 2 big opportunities here.
Well, you go back and take a look, and Zeron Flemister is in motion there, and he's going to work up and work to the back of the end line on the end zone. And you see right there that he's got a shot in that hole if Tony is able to set up in the pocket and throw it. But he was unable to do that and just tried throwing it up and give him a shot. Here's another look at it with. You see again right there, Zeron Flemister, and he had a chance. He sat down like you would like to see a tight end do, but Tony had no chance of trying to complete that pass with the pressure.
2nd down and 7. The Redskins are out of timeouts. Deuce Staley on the sweep and out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia Eagles trying to win their 3rd straight game for the 2nd time this year, and it would be 6 out of their last 7 for Andy Reid, whose only blemish was that 13-3 loss to the Redskins at Veterans Stadium. And because the Giants won yesterday against the Cardinals, the Eagles could not clinch the division today. But look at the Eagle road record and how dramatically they've turned it over in the last 2 years.
That to me is just an absolutely incredible stat, the turnaround from 122-1 to 11-2, and to get to a championship level, you have got to be able to win football games on the road.
Here is Donovan McNabb running, and Donovan McNabb, who only rushed for 14 yards before that 1st down run.
And a smart play at the end of that to slide and stay in bounds and not stop the clock.
Absolutely, and he gets 16 that time. Frustrating day, and for Tony Banks on the other side, thanks to the Eagle defense. But for Donovan McNabb, 1 step closer to a division title.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS, the official delivery company of football fans everywhere.
This is Santa's Workshop 2001. Billions of wish lists come in from around the world, and UPS helps us navigate supply chain management issues. Oh, coal comes in for the Balkans for the naughty. Boy band figurines come in from Japan for the nice. Think about the logistics on that one. We have been a successful brand for centuries now, and for a number of years, UPS has been an invaluable partner. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, and he's working with UPS.
Behold Gandalf the Wizard. Behold Frodo the Hobbit. Now they're not just to behold, they're to be held. Now at Burger King, buy a Whopper value meal and get a Lord of the Rings light-up glass goblet, just $1.99 each. Collect all 4. The adventure begins here.
This holiday, you can own the movie critics call a comedic home run. And you'll laugh harder, louder, and more often. And only on DVD. See what we didn't show you in theaters. Scary Movie 2. Buy the special edition DVD or rent the video December 18th.
What would you do if someone passed you the keys to a Pontiac Grand Am for a week?
We're going to drive as fast as we can to San Francisco.
We're doing big things for the Pontiac Grand Am. Big things, baby. 3-car park, next 3. That's 6. How do we get to 3-car? Vegas!
This is like living a dream, baby.
Yeah! Welcome to Vegas, baby. We on the strip, baby.
On the strip.
Oh, yeah!
Girls gone wild at the Bellagio.
Yes. So what would you do with the Pontiac Grand Am?
How you doing?
Tell us at Pontiac.com.
Have the kids finally gone too far when they bring home a dog?
I don't want to have to kill one of them. I'm telling you, it's Christmas.
Find out on an all-new Bernie Mac Christmas. Fox Wednesday.
2 minutes remaining in the game here in Washington. The Eagles will win their 6th in a row. 6-0 on the road this year, and 9 straight over the last 2 years.
When you talk about this Eagle football team and what they've been able to do under Andy Reid's guidance, and it's really pretty amazing. He's done an outstanding job with his football team, and you can tell that it's a club that is very well coached. He believes in what it is that he's doing in his system, and he sticks with it. And it's amazing to me how he's able to get these guys to come out and play, and then even when they have setbacks, he's able to keep them focused each week to come out and do the job that he's done. And it looks like they're very well on their way to winning their first division title since 1998.
And I think the most impressive thing was yesterday Donovan McNabb walking in and saying, you know what, I played the worst game of my NFL career the last time we played the Redskins, but Andy Reid walked in and said, you know what, I'm going to take all the blame from last time because I didn't give him a chance to be successful with my play calling.
And the Eagles, for Donovan McNabb, he wins a big game despite a career-high 3 interceptions today. And Philadelphia knew that they had a tough schedule down the stretch. We've been talking about next Saturday, the Fox special with the Eagles playing in San Francisco, then the Giants at home, who stayed alive barely yesterday by beating the Cardinals, and then a road game at Tampa Bay. But the Eagles will open up a 3-game lead in the NFC East with 3 games to play and on the brink of winning the division. And for the Washington Redskins, boy, it was a rags to riches story. 0-5, then 5 straight for the first time ever, 6 out of 7. But the loss today really hampers them, and a wild card berth slim right now.
But don't take anything away from Marty Schottenheimer and what he did to keep this football team together at 0-5 and get him in a position to be competitive in November and December.
And the remainder of schedule next week, the tough Bears at New Orleans and Arizona at home. And that'll be a tough schedule coming up for the Washington Redskins. So the Philadelphia Eagles now go 6 road games without a loss and allowing only 2 touchdowns as they come back with 20 unanswered points today and defeat the Washington Redskins 20-6. The Eagles now will go 9-4 on the year, and the Washington Redskins losing on the year are 6-7.
Well, that's going to be just a huge game next Saturday, Philadelphia at San Francisco. And Dick, you talked about this Eagles' success on the road defensively. They will be tested next week against that 49er offense. And it's going to be important because when they have played the class of the NFL, Oakland out of the AFC and St. Louis out of the NFC, they have not played well.
Very impressed with the Eagles today because despite being outplayed early, and it was only 6-0, they hung in there and really won going away. As we send it down to Pam Oliver, who's with Donovan McNabb.
All right, Donovan, first of all, that road success continues for this team. Can you possibly explain why you guys are so good away from home?
Well, I mean, it's just a challenge for us. We come out in a hostile environment, you know, they're booing, they're throwing things and talking to us on the sideline. That right there just motivates us. And
now, your last game against the Redskins, you called the worst ever for you. What were you determined to do this time around?
Well, just be consistent. I mean, we had some ups and downs, and I think, you know, the ups for us was the fact that we were able to move the ball and get some first downs. And when you do that, that sort of puts a little pressure on our defense. And, you know, we just came with a balanced attack. We were able to run the ball a little bit. We were completing some passes downfield. And that right there just helps us a lot.
I was just watching the steam come off your head. Thanks a lot, Donovan. Let's go back to Jay.
Hi, Mom. How you doing?
All right. Thank you very much, Pam. And Troy, Moose, and myself will be back to wrap things up in just a moment.
Your duty today is personal courage.
Biggest fear is climbing down. Like a scary thing for me.
Today, Richard climbs Victory Tower. Once you get to the top, the view, breathtaking. Especially if you're terrified of heights. Log on and see if courage conquers fear. Only at GoArmy.com.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong. In jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on select 2002 coupes, sedans, and wagons. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
John Nash was one of the greatest minds of his generation.
You are the best codebreaker I have ever seen.
But the extraordinary gift that set him apart.
Something happened?
I got myself into something.
would push him beyond his limits.
Ron, talk to me!
From director Ron Howard and producer Brian Grazer, Academy Award winner Russell Crowe. A Beautiful Mind. Rated PG-13 at select theaters Friday.
So you're a sports fan considering DirecTV? Consider this. Buy a DirecTV system from Blockbuster, and you'll get more than free professional installation, more than great DirecTV sports coverage. In fact, now you'll get much, much more. Get free game and movie rentals for a year when you buy a DirecTV system at Blockbuster. When you think sports, think Blockbuster. Bringing entertainment home.
Today's game, First and 10 Downline, has been brought to you by Intel and the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
Back here at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, in our UPS leaderboard, Donovan McNabb threw for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Stephen Davis going over 100 yards in a losing cause, and Todd Pinkston with a big 62-yard touchdown catch for the Eagles. So for Troy Aikman, Darryl Johnston, and Pam Oliver, this is Dick Stockton saying so long from Landover, Maryland, where once again the final score, the Eagles 20, the Redskins 6. For our audiences in the Mountain and or Pacific time zones, you'll return to local programming. For those of you in the Eastern and Central time zone, stay tuned for Fox's prime time lineup. And for more information on tonight's game and the latest NFL news, log on to foxsports.com.